getting dicey.
All right. Random Origin said, what kind of clown show is this? That's fair.
The best kind.
Let's turn Bill's camera back on for both the new layer. Okay, cool. Okay. Before we get back to the Dusk Elves, we just get a quick look at the church back in Vallaki, and we see Irina with a small scroll tying and sort of handing it to a little raven which is standing in the window, and she's talking to it. She hands it over to the raven, who grabs it with one of its claws, and it takes off out from the church, joined by a flock of 6 ravens, all heading east over to Barovia. This is Irina finally sending off the message to the people of the Barovian village. But then we get back to the Vistani camp, and the Dusk Elves and yourselves are all heading back to the tree line, having successfully convinced them all to join as well, which was tense, but very, very successful. Let me just chuck you onto a map, just so we can see kind of what this all looks like, really. You arrive back at the carriage. There's a good like 17 of these Dusk Elves with you now. The 7 skeletons, Savid, Esmeralda, and the party, all back behind the tree line. As you've headed away from the Vistani camp, you've checked, and it seems like no one has noticed a thing yet. You're not sure how long it's going to take for them to realize that the patrolling guards are no longer there, or that their leader is no longer around. But it certainly will only take a certain amount of time before that happens. Now, I have rolled a dice to decide how soon it is that they realize. I'm not going to tell you the results of that dice roll, because there's no reason your characters should know. So, the one thing that you will realize is the Dusk Elves now being away from the Vistani camp, they are all a little on edge. Obviously, you persuaded them to come with you, but now that they're away from the camp, now they're away from the only protection that they've ever known, even though it's kind of led with an iron fist there, and you know, punishment has been harsh when they have messed up, it has always been better than the promise of death that they were told would happen outside of the Vistani camp. So there's a couple of them are a little shaky, some of them are a little more confident, but one of them, American, you can hear sort of talking quietly to one of the other ones, and you hear him saying about the he's one of the shakier ones, but he's like nudging one of the other Dusk Elves. He's like, it's like what you said. What was in your dreams? It came true. What you said was in your dreams came true. He seems excited but scared.
Oh. Dreams?
It's like a psychic one.
Can I talk to him, approach him and just say, you've been having dreams of this? Yeah. Intriguing.
The one that you approach is maybe a couple of inches shorter than you, so you're looking down at him just a little bit, and the rain is pouring off him, and he's got a spear in his hand at his side, and he seems a little meek, especially having you right there in front of him now, and he says, it's a couple of nights ago I had this come to me in my dreams, and it's quite intimidating to see you here in front of me now, to be honest.
My, this portends well. There is a great nature spirit that watches over me, I feel, and it brings to me great dreams that show the future. Perhaps it looks over you too. This This is good. This is wonderful news. Take heart.
He's kind of a little shocked at that, and he says, Moonbow has been looking over you as well?
Moonbow?
That was you may have forgotten, the name of...
I know as a player,
Ah,
but
right,
my
right.
character does not know the god's name.
Ah, right, sorry.
That
My mistake.
watches over her. So.
Right. So I thought that was Joe being confused for a minute there. Too good at acting.
Oh, God, too good at acting. They always say that about me.
Moonbow.
Who is this Moonbow?
He's a bit sort of taken aback that you are questioning he's like, Moonbows, the elven god, the god of the moon and dreams.
Oh. Moonbow. Perhaps this... I've never been formally introduced. I just know it as a great nature spirit that takes the form of an owl silhouetted against a moon.
That's the one. So I feel like she's been feeding me these visions in the last couple of nights of your group rescuing us. And the guy, the elf next to him is like listening the whole time. He's nudging me. Told you it was going to come true. Oh, you didn't believe it.
Wow.
There's a little bit of
This
excitement happening
portends
there.
well.
Yeah. But there's some murmurings amongst the elven group, and they kind of want to know what's next for them, especially now that they're seeing like some skeletal warriors with you as well. Just the uncertainty of some of them are like, oh god, what have we done? They've got the undead with them. There's that sort of negative connotation there, especially since they know a certain someone who rules the land with undead as well.
Brian, explain yourself.
Oh, can I tell that they are looking at the skeletons?
Yeah, there's like especially I see that you've had the skeletons kind of circle around them as well. So.
Oh yes, no, I no, I'm not going to cut their throats, Morley. No, no, don't. You look a little bit worried, but have no fear. These are very friendly skeletons, and they're here to help. Actually, they've come back to life. A lot of them to do more good in their undeath than they did when they were alive. And they're just surrounding you here in case we get attacked by wolves or something like that. So they'll protect you. You know, undead get a lot of bad press.
Right, and hearing that they're like friendly, I guess they've started to take a little bit more of an interest in them, and they're sort of getting right up close and sort of peering at the skulls and like how they've formed, and taking a bit of knocking them just to see how they're put
Kicking
together.
the tires.
Yeah. They've never seen one this close and this docile before.
Yes, I have a good look. This Mandy, this here is Vargas, Patty, Florence, Matt, and I just want to say you all have, by the looks of it, beautiful bone structure yourself. Maybe one day you can help out like this.
And they ask
well.
you, Baron, they're like, are they going to be fighting alongside these skeletons? Like, what is the plan for us?
Well, I'm not sure about the exact plan so far, but yes, they'll definitely help.
And the one turn that you were talking to, American, turns to you and asks, has Moonbow told you our purpose?
Not as such, but Moonbow, if that is a god I've been communing with, has laid out a path that we must trust. I'm trusting in you. I feel very strongly. I don't have a gift with words like Bill does, but I hope you can see that I care deeply about the fate of your people, and the fact that we may be served by the same god is incredible, don't you think? Isn't that a sign? Is it wheel? I think so.
Really is.
It really is. Yeah. It portends not woe, but wheel.
There's some excitement as you sort of talk about this, and I think there's now a bit more of an interest in how they're going to help with you, and this whole sort of situation with Strahd. And oddly, the rain just stops. It just stops completely. And there's some
breaking the weather. That was a good look at last, eh?
It all seems incredibly positive until you notice that some of the Dusk Elves looking over your shoulder behind you, American, suddenly have sort of a look of worry and concern on their faces. You look over behind you and you see a shimmering curtain in space on the path just a few dozen feet up the road.
Okay, let's leave.
There's a familiar feel to this one. It's the same size and shape as the last one you saw. And stepping through this shimmer is the silhouette of a fiery horse with a man on its back. And next to Bocephalus and Strahd is a silhouette of another person. Someone you don't recognize straight away. Maybe it's the scars on his face, the burn scars, and the char marks on some of his clothing. But he's got a snarl on his face that says he knows you. Standing there on the road now is Strahd, Bocephalus, and Rahadin.
That
Plausible deniability, guys. Never saw us.
Bill breathes a sigh of relief. Oh, thank God he didn't get Greg.
Yeah, there's no sack on the back of Bocephalus this time.
He's got no sack, all right? You got that right.
Yo. Well, it's turned from wheel to woe really quickly, American. Shall we make a run for it or talk to? Maybe we can't escape.
Yeah, do we have time to react at all? Like,
Yeah, absolutely.
What's going on?
We've
Yeah,
got
by
all
all
these.
means.
We've got all these Dusk Elves with us. I don't know if they're going to move as fast as we can.
I say we stand our ground.
Yeah,
Dusk
it's
Elves
not
speed.
attack, but there's not Egamon to kill us either.
Maybe he just wants to invite us to dinner again.
Yeah, maybe we should go in with that. Like, look, we know you want us to come up. We've been meaning to get back to you, but we've been so busy, honestly. It's been crazy.
It's been on the to-do list, like the RSVP. It's been on the fridge for a month. I'm so sorry.
You know how it is.
You just had to tick it and send it.
It was a Google invite. You didn't have to send it through the post.
We do have an opening in our calendar coming up. Okay, see you
We'd
then.
love to eat up there, actually.
Is there anything? Is there anything you'd like to react with before Strahd speaks?
Shall we just collectively brace ourselves and wait to see what happens?
Well, I'm going to walk.
Form a defensive line.
Yeah, I'm going to walk in front of these Dusk Elves because they must be extra scared now. So
They are
make my
not
way.
happy to see this. Everything that they were promised about
Not
leaving the
happy.
Vistani camp seems to be possibly coming true right now. They were told there would be instant death outside of this camp, and now they've got Strahd waiting for them.
I'm going to make my way through.
Brian.
Pardon?
Why are you
You
going
go.
to the rear?
Because they're behind us, right? The Strahd is behind
look
us.
look on the
You're in
map.
front.
He's on the map. He's right there.
Oh, I'm zoomed in
Looks
too
like
much.
You've
I thought you were running away.
Keep my
Hey,
way
hey.
towards Strahd. Oops, sorry,
Baron
guys.
Byman pushes through the crowd. Let me out of here! Pull my shield!
Okay, what's your job? Dusk Elves? No, okay, no, I don't do that then. In fact, maybe some skeletons can make their way towards Strahd's side.
This is bad.
Esmeralda like reaches for her short sword like straight away. Bill.
With the party's blessing, I might engage him. If that's cool. Not attack him. But like talk to him.
Oh.
I was gonna say, what do you want, Strahd?
Bill, I have made some arrangements. I am here to tell you all about what I have planned for you. Is that okay? And Rahadin is just looking at you just through just an absolutely demonic glare.
I raise an eyebrow and to say, I thought you might want to finish this here and now.
Well, it depends. It depends on what you do with my offer, Bill, on whether or not that comes to pass. I am tired of you. You are not playing the game that I was hoping you would play. I have made it possible for all of you, even the Dusk Elves behind you, to leave here. Travel through the mists. They'll take you back to where you came from.
Morley's gone. Morley's already gone.
Where's the mist? Second on the right? Okay.
That seems uncharacteristic of you. What's the... I'm guessing I know what the catch is, but what's the catch, Strahd?
Why don't you tell me? What do you think the catch is, Bill?
Does it rhyme with Shmashmina?
The poet of you.
The bard is back.
This is why you're the bard. This is why you're the bard. I don't want to detail every little thing for you. Just know you can leave anytime you want. Now, if you stay, however, if you don't take this offer, you will force me to destroy Valaki, Kretsk, Barovia. I will tear this whole place down to get my Tatiana. I've got zombies waiting in the lake. I have vampires in the woods. My armies will raise this land.
And what would you do to those places if we did leave?
You won't be here to worry about that, Bill.
We'll be somewhere else to worry about it. Still worry about it.
How long have we got?
Out of character, I'm assuming we don't want to take this.
Be the worst anticlimactic ending to a campaign you can ever imagine. If we unanimously agree.
Hand her over.
Okay. We quit the game as cowards and losers. That end.
We quit the game as survivors.
We would be saving these Dusk Elves, though.
And that's kind of the whole point of it, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's time to run away. Okay.
But we don't want to come off too like, nah, fuck you, we're staying here, we're going to fucking kill you. Like, find out a bit more about like how much time we've got and stuff.
Or, like, maybe be like a little bit shaming him and be like, oh, why can't you face us like a man, like, kind of thing. He's trying to act like he's acting like he's trying to give us the easy way out, but he's actually trying to get the easy way out for himself. He just doesn't want to admit it. We're a thorn in his side now.
You should go.
Yeah. Good idea.
But we could say, okay, we'll bring her over about a week. See you then.
It's to get like extra keen on you.
How long have we got for this, Strahd?
Before what, Bill?
Well, I'm assuming there's an expiry on this deal.
You leave now. You head towards the way you came in, and you leave.
But I've got my stuff back at the church, Strahd. I've got to at least pack that up, surely. Give us the night, at least. We're going to say our goodbyes, if we were to take your offer.
He doesn't have Tatiana. Irina. Anyway.
I'm just like, American's just like fixed her eyes on Rahadin with a deep hatred in her eyes as well. Like, she's very upset at this threat, but also seeing this guy that massacred all of the women of the Dusk Elves behind us.
Yeah, there is like there's like a mixture of seething anger and absolute terror coursing through a lot of the Dusk Elves right now. Having seen what Rahadin has done to the women that used to be part of their camp, to see what he did to Casimir, but then also knowing that Strahd is right there, there's probably not much they could do right now.
Strahd, do you play dragon chess at all?
What is this, Bill? Are you taking the offer?
He sounds naked. He stands at the end of his tent.
Dragon chess. Humour me here, Strahd. Have you ever played dragon chess?
I've played many games in the many years I've been here, but why would you ask?
Well, one thing I know about dragon chess, Strahd, is you only offer a draw when you're sure you're about to lose. You can face us here and now, or you can face us at your castle with your full power and our full power.
And he clicks.
The choice is yours.
He clicks. He's just looking at you. He's just looking down from Bocephalus, and he clicks his finger, and this little mote of fire just appears atop his finger. He says, "Do you really want this now, Bill? Do you want me to end you here, or are you going to leave Vallaki?"
We will not leave.
And he
I think we should all draw our weapons and ready.
He looks down at Rahadin, and he says, "Start the preparations." And the shimmering curtain behind him just opens up whoosh, again. And he looks at all of you again, and he says, "So be it." And this mote just flicks down in front of you, Bill, from his finger, and just erupts into a fireball.
Oh, hold on. I cast Counter Spell. Which I will attempt to interrupt
Okay.
the process of casting a spell.
Is that a reaction thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sure. I'm gonna need a DC roll. The DC equals.
Is it spell of 3rd level or lower?
It's higher.
Is it 5th or something?
It's 5th level. So we're gonna need a.
Okay.
What is the DC is supposed to roll there? Like, what's the?
Well, DC equals 10 plus the spell's level on a success.
Is it just a
it'd be
D20,
intelligence
is it?
for me, I
Oh,
suppose.
right. Oh yeah, using your spellcasting ability.
So I would have to get a 12 or more.
So you have to. It's a
Fourth level
DC
higher,
of
make it.
15.
Oh, I see. 15. Okay, so what is it? Just intelligence, or
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
do I get?
I think you might get your
It's just
spellcasting bonus.
Yeah.
make an ability check using your spellcasting ability. So
What's a spellcasting bonus?
yeah, it's just going to be your spellcasting. Let's have a quick look. Baron, just going to open up some of your stuff.
I like the idea that this is a conversation occurring between
So-
Strahd and Baron.
It's just an intelligence roll.
Okay.
It's just an intelligence roll, Baron.
All right, are we
Okay,
good to go?
Good stuff.
4. That's 5.
Okay, that is not
I
enough.
needed a 10.
Not enough to cancel this fireball as this mote of flame
Had just
lands.
cast protection from good and evil before this on Bill.
Yeah.
Just so you know, Bill.
What was that?
And to protect him against undead.
I don't think it's going to matter. For
It's
this
not. Yeah,
fight.
it's not an attack roll.
No.
Alright, F us up, Strahd.
Yeah.
So this
Roll.
fireball hits, and I'm just going to need a dex saving throw from basically 5 of the skeletons, and the whole group, Savid and Esmeralda.
Savid! I want to dive in front of Savid like the bodyguard.
So it's that. Let's do one for Savid.
Yeah, they
as
get a
well.
+2, so...
Oh, it was looking good,
rolled-
American.
I was rolling a 6 plus 5 for a total of 11.
I think. What have we got?
What's everyone else rolled?
Yeah.
I rolled a 25.
19 for me.
Okay. I wish I rolled like
You
that
always have
before.
to tell us your modifiers when you roll, because some of you have
Yeah.
bloody impressive modifiers. I like to know where the numbers are coming from. So you got a +9 on your dex. That's pretty good, Morley.
We'll see.
I'm a pretty dexterous fella.
I say that as I get enveloped in fire. That's pretty good.
Oh, wait. It's a saving throw that I do, isn't it?
Dex
No.
saving throw, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, before it was an ability check, and this one's a saving throw.
Yeah, do
Yeah,
a
that's
dex
right.
saving throw.
Dex saving throw.
Dex saving.
So kind of the
Because,
same thing.
I would have a
you are saving your
+10
deck, to be
on
honest.
for a saving of intelligence.
All right, I'm going to
Okay.
need to. So let's go through it all. So,
Yeah.
Bill, what did you roll?
I rolled a 17 plus 5.
17 plus 5.
Sorry. No. An 18 plus 7. 25. Sorry.
Okay, that was quite two very different numbers.
Yeah.
All right. Okay,
There was a 5 and a 7 in there.
that is a save. So you take half damage. So you take 16 damage as you dive out of the way of this fireball. Morley, same with you. I think you got like a. What'd you roll? Sorry.
19 all up.
19, all right, 10 plus 9. So, yep, you two, you've meets beats, and you get half damage as well. So that is 16 fireball damage.
Can I use
Sorry.
my special ability to have the...
What's the ability?
It is... just
Cunning
give it-
action.
Cunning action.
Right.
That's the one. Can I have that again?
Sorry, I just
Yeah,
I just
please
looked
do.
up the. Sorry to interrupt. I just looked up the rules for counterspell, and you do use a spell casting ability modifier. So the Baron is like 10.
I'm seeing from... Okay, I don't know if we're looking at different things or not, because that's not what I'm seeing.
Oh, because it's not just an intelligence check, but it's your
Yeah, it's not an...
spell
Yeah,
cast.
it's not the same sort of thing.
So I need an extra 5 or something.
Yeah.
Which
I'm just gonna
have a
rule
+10.
it. I'm gonna rule it as we've played it.
Okay.
Just from what I've seen.
Okay.
We can look it up later.
Yeah. So no,
Complain later.
Esmeralda has failed her roll and takes 32 damage as the flames just envelop her. American, what did you roll?
Rolled a paltry 6 plus 5 for 11.
You two take 32 fire damage. Savid. Ooh, this isn't good. He failed, but the damage he takes is double his total health. The flame takes him. He is just enveloped and burnt to death in front of you all.
He's supposed to be slowly cooked at 50 degrees.
Oh, God. The cruel irony of it all.
So tasteless.
Savi just screams in agony as he drops to the ground. Then we've got a lot of your rolls. One of them saves. The others take 16 damage. Oh, sorry.
How much do I have to get?
Sorry. You had to roll 19, so only one of them. One of them takes 16 damage. The rest take 32.
Oh, well, okay. One of them is alive, and the others are dead.
Baron, what did you roll?
A 12.
You take 32 damage as well.
Oh my goodness.
As this flame just envelops you as well. By the time the flames disappear... Oh, sorry. Molly?
I think I actually take no damage. Because of that evasion. I just posted
typical.
it in.
Such as it allows you to make a throwing to take... Oh, yeah, you take no damage. Yeah.
Right, I'm just going to dive into this bush.
By the time the flames die down, Bocephalus, Strahd, and Rahadin have passed back through that shimmery curtain, and the curtain closes.
Molly runs back to the group and trying to look around to see who's hit, who's standing, who's in rough shape.
Does everyone want to sort of detail their current state? Starting with you, American?
Yeah, she's just knelt down, catching her breath, but she spots Savid's charred corpse and crawls toward it, and it's just completely all the color leaves her face, and she assumes a winter form as she realizes that he's just been killed. And she just crumples over his lifeless form.
Baron?
I'd say I'll be blasted onto the ground and just covered in charred black smoke and crap. Almost all my skeletons have been killed, and I have less than half my hit points. And I'm coughing.
Bill, what's Bill like from this?
So Bill is physically fine, but he spots American over Savid's corpse and kind of wishes to himself that he hadn't handled the situation exactly that way.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to think of... it's not that Strahd said no to Bill, but he wasn't really listening to Bill. So there was probably a lot of upset knowing the curse that Bill has on him in regards to people and the word no. Esmeralda is a little charred from that. She's still looking pretty healthy, though. She's a pretty tough woman. And she looks around behind, sort of inspecting herself before she turns and sees Mirakin over Savid. And she just lets out this just angered cry. Just like screaming out fucking Strahd, just this guttural anger towards Strahd. And yeah, you've got 5 of your skeletons. Was it 5 of them? 4 of them? 4 of them now destroyed on the ground. The Dusk Elves they've all kind of like shielded themselves, thinking that the fireball was going to hit them, but it was clear that it was placed purely to hurt you and not them. They're all untouched. And they're inspecting themselves.
He's using fear and intimidation tactics. He wants them to suffer. He's a maniac. He wants them to see someone in front of them perish.
Can we do anything to Savid?
Savid is gone. The only way he can come back is via like revivify or resurrection spells, the same sort of state that Ismark is in.
We're not even sure that works, right?
Yeah. There's a lot of uncertainty around bringing someone back to life here in Barovia.
I'll cast Gentle Repose on him at least.
And
now,
just
before a minute has passed.
Sure. And just to make the moment worse, the rain just pours back down on top of you.
Oh, that's quite good, actually.
Oh, just hitting Savid and like doing that thing like water on a match.
Yeah.
Oh, God. This place.
So you know that Strahd has told. That's probably the last thing that's echoing in your mind right now is the fact that he's sort of ordered Rahadin to make preparations. You don't really know how long those preparations are going to take. You don't know 100% what those preparations are, but it sounds like because you've denied Strahd's offer, he plans on razing Barovia to the ground.
Well, he's obviously scared. You called his bluff, Bill. Wasn't what we wanted, obviously, but he is running scared. He's a maniac. And he's been backed into a corner.
You've got some of the one specific Dusk Elf now sort of angrily comes walking towards Bill, pushes his way past the rest of you and over to Bill, and he grabs you by the collar and he demands to know, why didn't you take the offer? We could have been out of here.
I think Bill is uncharacteristically silent and just will take whatever lumps he gets, basically.
There's a lot of jeering from the other Dusk Elves at this point. It's a bit of a split. There's some of them that are just shocked, and others are like, yeah, kind of yelling out, why didn't you take the offer? And there's some of them.
Say Bill wins.
What?
I was saying Bill wins. Fuck.
You've got
I just realised I could have fucking cast. Now I know. Could have cast Counterspell at a higher level. I should have known. So I feel guilty.
Couple of the Dusk Elves now are like taking in what's in front of them, but are looking over their shoulder back up, sort of towards the camp. And there's some murmurings amongst them. Maybe we should just head back. This is all kinds of fucked up.
Yeah. Don't let this put you off. Okay, I'm going to stand up, dusting myself off. I know it's just horrible, but it's not going to get any better if you go back there, honestly. Look, he's just trying to intimidate you, and, I mean, he's done a good job of it, to be honest. He's just killed almost all my skeletons with one hit. But we have a safe place to go, and if we can make it there tonight, then
Make it anyway.
we can make it anywhere. New York. I mean, we're going to Vallaki, where we'll be safe.
And the question, why? What makes you think we'll be safe there? You saw what just happened.
I can't tell you right now, but when you get there, I mean,
Don't tell him about the bones.
Yeah. There's like a couple at the back. That are like, let's just get back.
American raises to her feet and she faces them all and yells, "No! We stand against evil! We stand against it! Come with us!"
Yeah.
Yeah! Molly gets it!
Give me a
Oh god. No, I don't say anything.
give me a persuasion, but with advantage since you've got like obviously the group backing you up.
I wish I hadn't used mine.
I've rolled a 9 minus 1 and a 9 minus 1.
I think you're gonna. I think you've got a few of these guys that are. They understand what has been laid out. They understand the persuasion that went through last week that got spelled out to them specifically, like from you guys to them. They understand the situation. It got a little bit sort of watered down when it went from elf to elf to elf, and it's sort of yeah.
Just say my persuasion was bad.
It's it's not good. There's two at the back that turn to leave. You've got the majority there. that are still sort of partly just frozen in fear and shock. Others that are furious and ready to fight and really just take this to Strahd. They want to help in any way they possibly can, especially now that Synesthesia, one of their more beloved elves of the group is now dead in front of them. But there's just two at the back. They're a little more cowardly than the rest.
Guys,
I
look.
want to yell out to those guys.
Yeah.
Go back now, and you'll be condemning yourselves to death and abandoning vengeance for Synesthesia. Sorry. I absolutely get his name right. I absolutely get his name right.
Yeah.
And I want to kind of... I'm trying to sow the idea that if they go back, they are walking into certain death. And what I'm trying to get you to do is allow me to roll deception.
Okay, yeah. By all
I don't
means.
know if it is deception, is it? Like,
I think that's reality, to
they're
be
going to
honest.
take the brunt of all the punishment of all the ones that have escaped on their
Yeah.
own shoulders.
Navesh said that he'd rip your organs out via your asshole.
Yeah.
All right, give us a deception roll, and I'll counter it with a roll.
You
Okay.
counter a 29 all up. That's a 19 plus.
I cannot. They they sort of, that does sound something like what Luvash would say. But maybe would be seen as less cowardly than the rest. That we're dedicated to the Vistani because we didn't. And there's a lot of stammering and uncertainty in what they're saying.
You choose the Vistani, and you choose the forces that killed Synesthesia here today, and you choose Strahd. Be that on you. We won't stop you with force.
The Dusk Elf that you were talking with earlier, Murican, the one that was having dreams from the elven god, walks over to you and says, "Please just come with me. We can talk sense into them." And
Me? I can't talk sense into anyone. Can barely even talk.
and he sort of motions for you to move over to the two at the back, and the two at the back sort of straighten up a little bit, seem a little intimidated to have you standing there in front of them. And he says, "I told you guys about my dreams, and they're here. They're here, and they saved us. This was meant to happen. You tell him, Murican. You tell him what Moonbow has been saying to you and the guidance that she's been giving you."
Murican looks around them. She's sort of in as much shock as they are, to be honest. And she just mutters, "No more words." And she reaches out and casts the guidance cantrip on them in turn, hoping that says more than her measly, incompetent voice ever could.
Yeah.
In the hopes it will give them some courage.
We'll give them a D4 each.
Let me roll one real quick.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. Oh, that's great.
Ooh.
Oh, I've rolled
and
a
a one.
4 for one and 1 on the other one.
It's not the amount that matters here for these guys. It's just the feeling that there's a growing courage within them as you talk to them and place your hand on them. And it's just that reassurance from you, from another elf, that this is the path. And they straighten up and they bow their head to you and they say, "Well, if Moonbow has been guiding you, who are we to argue? We'll fight with you. We'll fight with you. I don't like it, but I'll fight with you."
Not
And
on your side.
Yeah, on your yeah.
I'll take
I'll
one.
have a fight with
not
you.
against.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And they rejoin the group.
I'm going to go to the back and I'm just going to get out my jug. I'm going to
Yeah,
say,
it's a drinking kind of night.
glass of wine. Just pour out a little glass of wine and say, should we head on back? not back. I mean, back where we came from, not where you
Forward,
Forward,
Brian. It's the word you're looking for. We press on.
press on to Valaki.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we drink.
Yeah. So the
Yeah,
is-
how much
I'd
you
like
got in that
to-
jug? How
I'd like
much
to
you got in that
suggest that
jug,
we-
Brian?
You want some? I'll pour some.
I'd like to say that sous vide is tenderly placed inside the
we don't say
his
tenderly.
charred corpse. He's well done.
Very tender.
He's well donely placed inside the
Oh no.
the carriage to give him a
The
proper
last guy
burial.
who want to go out is well done.
I know, it's the cruelest
the
irony of
tragedy
all.
On top
I
of
can't
tragedy.
believe.
That never
Char
go out.
grilled.
We put him in a vacuum seal bag and off he goes.
Swirl him around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can still salvage this. Let's turn him into a gnome.
Well, this is what I was wondering. Is anyone keen? I don't give a shit. He can
Oh,
take us a
no.
name.
We've established souls are fucked up here. We can't be doing
Wait,
this.
so the second I'm down for this, everyone's like, no, that's a ridiculous idea. That's
So we were just-
silly.
I
We
think,
would've
I think
done
if
it.
we weren't going to use it on Ismark, we wouldn't use it on Savid.
We
I
were. I was
definitely use it on
confu-
Sven.
He'll come back as evil Savid. Oh, are you excited for that?
An evil gnome.
You know,
Savine.
he's always been a bit of a limp dish rag. Maybe he'd come back as a little spicy Savid.
The body's still warm, quite literally.
literally.
This
yeah.
is not in character. This discussion is not in character.
Oh, okay.
I'll say that much. No, America's not fantasizing about bringing him back as a gnome. She's not good.
Never said you were fantasizing about it. I just thought I'd float it as an idea. But okay, no one's keen. Fine.
Evil
No,
now.
no, it's because of the souls, right?
Yeah.
We can't bring anyone back without their soul coming back all munted and they have a
Yeah.
bad personality or something.
Esmeralda, by the way, is pacing back and forth, and she's kicking stones off the path. She's like hacking at like bushes and shrubs with her rapier. She is just absolutely fuming. She comes over to you, Baron, and she says,
Me?
"Brian, you can get me into Ravenloft, right?
Yes. Yeah.
We need to know what's happening with Strahd. We need to know what he's planning, right?
Yeah.
You get me in there. I'll do some reconnaissance, maybe fuck up some of his minions, and get myself back out.
Well, last time you went in there, came out almost dead, didn't you?
Last time I tried to take on Strahd. This time I'll be one with the shadows.
So how did you get out last time? You think you have an escape route?
I just went out the front door. I think
Okay.
he was just letting me free.
Big door. Oh, what? Do you have another plan this time?
You know, you mentioned the hourglass and the teleportation device there.
Yes. Yes, and I've told you which goes where, right?
Well, you've told me what you think goes where. Yes.
Yeah.
Shall we have this discussion back at the church, not in the pouring rain?
Well, do you want me to do it now? Or?
She is like furious. I want to get in there and get established before he gets back. You get me in
Okay.
there right now, please, Brian. Please.
All right, he has teleported
No.
back. But
Whoa.
no?
Yeah, he'll be back before
Wait.
you get there.
We're getting people killed left, right, and centre. We can't let her do this.
I trust Esmeralda's judgment. She is her own NPC.
He's a powerful NPC with plot armor. I swear this to you, American.
Well, I think and she's done it before. If it was anyone else, I'd be like, well, you're just going to go get murdered. But you know your way around a little bit inside Ravenloft. Is that right?
More or less, yes.
More or less. Okay. Okay, well, here's the thing. If you do get in trouble, run back to the hourglass and teleport yourself out of there. Don't use the one that says go to his crypt or something.
That makes sense.
I'll
Fucking idiot, Brian.
Yeah. Yeah.
well, I can't remember which is
American,
which.
I understand your hesitance, but I just want to get there as fast as I can, and I can get back to you as fast as I can as well. If you don't teleport me, that's fine. I will just take me horse and I'll go there myself.
Okay, I start the ritual. It's going to take 10 minutes. Just take some time to do some deep breathing, okay? Because when you get in there, you can't be all high energy, right? You gotta sneak around.
Yeah. American, have you got any of those? Is it good berries? What do you make? Those food items?
Yeah, I'll nod and hand a whole bunch over.
Okay.
Whatever I've got. In fact, I can even make 10 right now, so I make 10
If there's
and hand them over.
anything else you guys can do for me to make sure that I'm safe while I'm there, please.
Right.
You need to know the risks, Esmeralda. We can't hand you a load of protection. You're going into a very dangerous place with a maniac. And if you're found, you will die. You will die.
Good pep talk.
Yeah. We'll end up like
I think that's
off you
fair.
go, and we'll see you when we see you, if ever.
Yes.
Do you not
yes.
want... Is this a bad idea? Do you think I shouldn't?
I think it's a bad idea. What say the rest of you?
trust your instincts.
How else are we going to know what it is Strahd is getting up to? Otherwise, he's just going to surprise you and you won't know when. You won't know how.
Let's just say I've got a little birdie that can tell me.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Bird.
Pardon?
Raisin folk.
Raisin folk.
Raisin folk. That's right. The sun-made raisin folk.
California raisins?
They have the power of sunlight in them. That's why they're immune to Strahd.
It's so perfect.
California.
If you guys, I'm open to Esmeralda not doing this. I'm just trying to. I'm trying to be in her head at the moment. She is furious with Strahd. She is very much a fighter. She wants to get in there and help in some way other than sit back and wait.
Yeah.
And so, if you do not want her to go, I'm open to that. You can tell me. You can try and convince her if you specifically do not want her to go.
I think the time has come to risk it all.
You wanted to go in?
I think she can do some good. No more cowering.
This is also, as a DM, there's no guarantee she's going to survive.
I'm just looking at my
We're not
spell
cowering,
list. and I
right? We're
can't
gathering
see it.
the army and then we're going to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and she could help us get intel so that our attack goes better.
yeah. Or she could help us by fighting in the main force.
Democratic vote.
I'm open to either option, whatever is the majority's thoughts.
I'm going to say do it, but do it after I've had a long rest.
Okay.
As I'm flipping through my book in the rain. Yes.
Right. You don't have it. You don't have it prepared. I gotcha. All right. Give a. If you want her to at least wait until like the morning, just to think about it. Right. Buy you some time. Give me a persuasion throw.
Because you know what? He's already back in his castle. Pretty sure.
Yeah, you're right. From that flaming
I rolled a
horse.
12 plus 6 for 18 for
Okay.
persuasion.
Okay, she's taking a big breath here. She's like, fine. I'll wait till morning. Maybe you're right. Maybe I need to cool off a bit.
If you go charging in there hot-headed, you're going to make mistakes.
You're right. You're always right. You're all right. She's really just fucking angry. She's got so much anger and energy built up in her at the moment.
I've been there.
Yeah. Wine? I offer a cup.
Brian, now's not the time to hit on it.
Now is the time. Now let's have a
Yeah.
glass of wine and walk home.
Yeah. So there's obviously Savid's body has been placed gently into the carriage. A lot of you have to be outside of the wagon now. There's only a limited room on this thing for the massive group that you've got with you at the moment. And you head back north, back towards the gates of Vallaki.
Oh, God.
And we'll take
The
a
minute
fight.
you mention the gates of Valaki, I get nervous.
Yeah.
Worse than Strahd appearing, you're like, oh, I swear to God.
The rest of the episode will be like,
Yeah. I also, but before
Huge.
we get into other conversations, I do just want to thank Darling Creepshow for rating us with a party of 64 viewers. So thank you so much.
Wow!
Thank you so much for that. That was about 45 minutes ago. So that I normally, because we record this for the podcast as well, I don't stop to thank. But thank you so much. It's hugely appreciated. Really nice to have some more people in here. If you haven't already, unlock some trading cards for the characters that we have. On the video of the stream, on the right-hand side, there's a little button you can click and open up a deck of trading cards. Not a deck of trading cards. And you can use channel points to unlock cards that appear in your little deck. A dex save. Yeah. There we go. I didn't expect Savine to die. That was interesting.
I didn't realize I could cast Counterspell at a higher level.
Oh,
Would have solved it.
right.
Should we retcon the first half? So, I mean, it seems like you, Reagan, you're unhappy with Savid's death. Baron, you're unhappy with the spell. You know, we all could have done things better. Let's just go again.
Now, when it comes to Counterspell, I suppose you don't know what level the caster is casting at. So you just have to guess at what level you're going to cast
Yeah, I guess
your
so,
Counterspell.
If it was Fireball and I knew I could do this, I would do it at Fireball's level. At least. That's all I could do is 5th level anyway.
Fireball, what level is Fireball? Fireball's like a 3rd level spell, isn't it?
3rd. Right.
Yeah.
Third, but you can cast it higher.
But but you can cast it higher, which is what Strahd
I would.
Would you have maxed it out for Strahd, though?
Yeah, if he's like attacking a whole group of people, I guess he's got to be safe. It's only 5th level slot. Got a couple of those.
I'm just annoyed, like genuinely, that was his reaction, and very full of regret.
You specifically,
it'll be the kind of
egged
thing
him
that we
on, right?
remember about the campaign, you know, like it'll be one of the it'll be more memorable this way.
Yeah. I'm happy to have actually been blasted by him with a fireball. Honestly, he has to get some shots in before I fucking disintegrate him.
I will.
Alex Strahd might be a harder beat than Lavash.
Then I tied up
He may have more HP.
an unconscious Vistani tied up in the corner. Maybe.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how that was going to go. I like the idea of you guys just all going. Like, I thought, are you going to tell him that you're going to leave just to trick him, being like, okay, fine, we'll take your offer, we'll head out, and then
He'd be a bit of a dumb motherfucker if he believed us, wouldn't he?
he's just
Well,
like,
Never
oh,
this
that's
long.
great.
I kind of figured, like, if we're fighting him on his turf, he's at his full power. If we have our full army, we're at our full power. Meeting somewhere in the middle feels like we both have this, maybe not quite the same level of disadvantage, but he probably has more power at his place than he has out in the open.
Like we've said, he's like that kid from Home Alone.
Yeah,
It's exactly like that.
He's going to home
Kevin
alone us.
McAllister.
He's gonna have zombies show up and vampires come out of the dungeons and
Micro machines on the stairs.
micro machines on the stairs. He's gonna heat up the doorknob.
That's I'm 100% the first doorknob you guys touch in Castle Ravenloft. It's gonna just start burning your hand.
A fucking paint can to the face.
I kind of want a Home Alone Castle Ravenloft now. I think I should.
Christmas special, the alternate storming of Castle Ravenloft.
That'd be amazing. That'd be
Sounds
so
like
funny.
a tall shaft.
You should like, do a mashup of Die Hard and Home Alone. It's
Which Die Hard?
It does
First
make me
one.
realize though that the whole getting this whole big army, we're gonna kill a lot of innocent people.
Are we?
Well, we're not gonna kill them, but a lot of innocent people are gonna die.
Interesting battle plan.
Hilarious. Why are they going to die? Because
It
It
taking
happens
war.
in wars.
Damn, does it? Okay, well, hold on.
Shells that exist.
Yes, famously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
What's that saying about war? War is fine? What was it?
Yeah, war-
Something else.
War
Remember.
is fine.
War solves everything.
Yeah.
what is it good for? Lots of different purposes.
Waffles is just
Overthrowing governments. Whoa. Good God, yeah.
Waffles has just put a reminder that we're all beautiful people who he loves and wants to encourage. Oh, so yeah, who they love and want to
that's
encourage. Not the question of the week.
So nice.
Just interested. But Bill, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Tiny by Garage Project,
Nice.
which is a no alcohol beer because I'm doing Sober October.
Are they? Do they have like a nice rhyme for every month? That because there's like Dry July, right?
No, I kind of made it up.
Oh, that's good though.
That is actually yeah.
Sober
I did
October.
Dry July also, and then I was like, I felt good after it, and I was like, oh, cool. And so I've only been drinking in like the weekends anyway. So this is technically like I would probably be drinking this on a Monday anyway,
Right.
or a pot of tea.
Yeah, nice. And
Does it
what sort of
taste
tea do you
nice?
drink? Just like a gumboot tea?
Mostly
or?
peppermint because
Nice.
I can't have too much caffeine after, like in the afternoon or evening.
Lap Kiwi's got a question of the week, which is which NPC, not Greg, do you want to lose next?
Definitely not Greg.
Oh,
Maybe Faceless Soldier number 4? Big good.
Right. Yeah.
Someone with no emotional attachment? That'd be alright.
Okay, actually, I want to. Yeah, how is everyone after losing an NPC that you actually know and have interacted with? Are we doing okay? I got to get better at this thing called empathy for you guys.
what is that?
Yeah, I know. It's this weird thing.
Yeah, I feel like I fucked that up. Like I feel like probably that didn't
No.
have to happen.
Right.
No. I mean, you're not the one that did it. It's this jerk. He's like giving us an ultimatum, like hand over this person or.
I don't know if you should call Reagan a jerk.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's fine.
He's right there.
You know? So yeah, you shouldn't feel bad for like telling him to basically act like a normal person. Don't be an asshole.
I thought my dragon chess thing was pretty cool though, because that is something you do in chess. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, do you want to draw?
Right,
Yes.
right. Yeah, I think I can't really go into too
Probably
much.
pretty bad form if you're getting smashed though. But
Um,
he was offering us a draw basically.
What we needed was the anal beads, the vibrating anal beads. You were like, you ever play dragon chess and put vibrating anal beads up your butt to cheat? You know what I'm talking about, right? This is not. You haven't heard. Oh, okay. Right.
I just anyone else who doesn't know currently watching is just
It would sound really
oh,
weird.
fuck.
Is this a part of
I can't even
chess
remember the
model?
context.
It was all over the internet about like this person that is a low rank grandmaster, still a grandmaster, beat the highest rank grandmaster, and then, but they weren't sure, how the hell did that happen? I don't know much about chess, and so there was an accusation with no proof at all. Just like, well, he's probably getting told the moves, what to do through, let's say, vibrating anal beads.
I
So
love
then
that.
what does
Throw
that take
that
off
out.
then? Who's throwing that accusation out?
I don't know exactly.
So
So
Wild thing to say.
the context on it was that the attack. So this player, the world's best player's name is Magnus Carlson. His record when he's playing the white pieces is like astonishingly strong.
Yeah.
Like I don't think he's ever lost. I think he's got draws as white, but I don't know if he's ever lost. He was on white, which gets to go first, and he did this quite unorthodox attack. And the black player, he countered that unorthodox attack, and it's like not something you would normally study for. So his rationale was like, I happen to have studied that particular opening before this tournament. So it's really
Stranger things have happened. You could totally.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they reckon he might have had an AI
Right.
assistant or something. or there's some like
You couldn't fit Big Blue up there.
no, it couldn't fit Big Blue.
Isn't it
Big
deep blue?
Oh, deep,
That's
right.
even better. Deep blue.
Deep Blue.
Far out.
That's
Deep
right.
Blue.
Yeah, you're right.
Deeper
Was that
You
the
blue.
can
one
fit Deep
Deep
Blue up
Blue?
there. But yeah, it's quite interesting because it's like, how are you going to prove it, one way or the other? And
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I think Big Blue was just IBM, wasn't it?
I think so, yeah.
That's what they
Rings
called
a bell.
I think Joe's
So
right.
it's not-
Deep Blue,
Deep Blue, yeah.
is the chess computer.
And so
Who
now they've
beat-
accused him
who
of
beat
using
Gary
deep brown.
Deep,
Lapkiwi
beat Gary
says,
Kasparov due to a computer glitch.
Lapkiwi's calling
Like-
it girthy or thick blue.
Yeah, the program had a bug, and Gary Kasparov thought it. Who's the old, like, used to be the best player in the world, from Russia. He was like, this thing's doing something I don't know, and he tilted, and he lost to it because of a glitch. And like what the computer was doing was just like wrong, just statistically wrong. But he thought,
Right.
well, shit, it's like worked out a way to counter this.
It's
what I'm
it's
doing.
playing 4D chess.
Yeah, it's
but
playing
really
4D
it's
chess.
just playing fucking, it's just confused. Or Deep Blue had its own AI anal beast.
Oh.
It's Inception for buttception. I think it's just rude to say, like, oh, you're cheating.
Yeah,
and
you
this is
couldn't
how you're
possibly
probably
have
cheating.
done that through hard work and intellect and
Yeah, without
being good at this.
without any proof. I mean, I understand it's very, very unlikely, but come on, you got to.
It's really interesting in chess because it's so all information is known, like there's no randomness in it, so the results tend to be very predictable. But yeah, there's something about it that makes
They're
me feel
humans.
yuck.
I mean, that would be true if they were like maybe computers. Otherwise, if everything was known, then it's known by a certain person. That's why they're the grandmaster. But
So why was the first cheating theory vibrating anal beads, and not
Fantasy.
like just some other cheating method? Why would you go? Why would you go straight to
because
that?
what is another? There's no other option. It has to only be vibrating anal beads.
Reagan was telling me just today that people project with their accusations. So I'm guessing the person that's making the accusation has obviously thought about it before.
Yeah.
Just saying.
In the chess context, or just I should give this a try.
They probably just it's probably something they do on a hobby basis, and they're like, this could actually work for chess.
Just part way through
Hobby.
just part way through a session. Just going, actually, you could use that for cheating.
Oh, that felt a lot like Knight to J4.
Is that what they call synesthesia?
What's synesthesia?
But's easier.
Synesthesia is like when you see a color and think of a word or whatever. Like certain people have that.
Different senses are linked up in an unusual way. Like you can.
Yeah, you'd be
taste
like,
what you see,
the color red tastes prickly or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. Apparently, really good mathematicians have feelings about numbers as well.
Yeah.
I've got some feelings about
Like strong feelings about like, this one, they might be like, this is quite a feminine number, or this is quite like a lovely number, or a picturesque number, or a grand number, or whatever.
I think they say that kids probably have some form of synesthesia, and you sort of wear out of it.
Oh, really?
Because as your brain's forming, everything's sort of connected more than it is after you're a teenager. It starts to cull off parts of your brain
Oh,
that
interesting.
you don't use.
That's such a beautiful way of putting it.
yeah.
That's a lot of energy to have all that brain and not use it.
hope. That's another thing that gets killed.
Yeah, and that brings us back to the session.
Yeah. Actually, did it cross your mind that maybe, and I'm not going to try and give anything away, but did any of you think that Strahd was lying, that he would just send you into the mists to perish and not get sent back?
He wouldn't lie to us. No
He's
way.
not that kind of guy.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it because I never contemplated the offer seriously.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. I had something else. I had another moment planned to do this offer, but things changed, and so
Things got dicey.
Things got dicey, and this just happened to fall into a really good time to do so. Speaking of having a good time to do so, I'm going to just shout out to our Patreon supporters. We have Lyndon Hood, Andrew Mitchell-Moore, John, our very own John, Squished, our very own Joe as well, Carlzone, Drop Shadow, QSD, Waffles, who upgraded his tier. He just upgraded the amount that he's doing. There's no new tiers. He just said,
That's so
have
cool.
some more money. So thank you, Waffles.
Waffles,
That's
thank you.
amazing. George Friend and The Foolish Fool, thank you guys so much for your ongoing support. You guys are honestly amazing. Yeah. It's such an awesome thing. If anyone is interested in joining into the Patreon, there is the link there. After 3 months of support, you get some art sent to your doorstep, physical art on to your doorstep, done by our very own Shannon, which is an awesome piece of art. And that's on us. That's on us. We give you something back for the support. Plus any cash that any sort of support, whether it's here through Twitch as a subscription or through Patreon as a patron, everything that comes into us gets put back into the stream in some format as well. Whether it's new campaigns or D&D Beyond subscriptions or there's a bunch of different things. Roll20 subscriptions. It all goes back into the stream in some format. So that without that support, I'd be a lot broker. I'd be poorer. I have no money. So thank you for helping make this much better.
Have you heard about the Twitch arbitrage?
No.
It's so I don't know how Twitch works, obviously. So I'm going to say some stuff that's probably not going to make a bunch of sense. But
Okay.
you can apparently gift creators points or something, and then those points translate into real dollars. Is that something you're aware of?
That's
that bits?
Bits.
Yeah, but those bits translate into real dollars that you get. Yeah. So you can buy those bits because the currency, the foreign exchange in Turkey, you can buy those bits for an amount that costs you less to buy than it does to pay out. So if you buy those bits and gift them to yourself, you can just make bank on it.
Ooh, free money glitch.
Okay.
I love an arbitrage.
What the hell is an
I've never heard
arbitrage?
of
I've never heard
arbitrage.
that word.
Is it a sports term?
I have heard of it through sports betting.
Okay, yeah.
Am I using the right term, John?
Yeah, you are using the right term. Arbitrage is when you look at price differences for the same thing between two contexts. So, like, if a New Zealand dollar is worth a certain amount in a given country, like NZ to AUD or AUD to NZ, and you basically can make a small amount on every dollar you trade.
Right.
And so basically what happens when you do that is they both match up, which is a good thing because you do want them all to match up so that you don't have like big gaps and discrepancies. But in the meantime, while you're doing it, it's an arbitrage opportunity.
Okay.
So if we've got any Turkish fans, get on it.
When's our NordVPN sponsorship? Maybe we NordVPN for Turkey.
Hopefully never, because I pay for NordVPN, and BBC iPlayer now blocks NordVPN, so I can't watch shit I was watching on iPlayer. So yeah, use code Getting Dicey. 30% off your first.
Bit of a shit VPN if it can tell where it's from,
How do they
isn't it?
work out how to block a VPN? That's
I
interesting.
don't know. It's
Isn't
annoying.
that the entire point?
Yeah,
I guess
tried
I don't know
Ireland,
about the internet.
Scotland, London, Birmingham, everything.
Vancouver by Night says, hi. Hey, first time chatter. Thanks for coming along. I think we're about to jump in. You guys ready to jump back in?
Mm-hmm.
Always.
Okay, let's do it. This is going to be the relatively loose part of the session, I think, as we try and figure out what's what's the plans moving forward? This is the planning session. The journey back to the Vallaki Church it's not a long journey since you're only maybe a kilometre or so south of Vallaki. You get to the church and it's pretty uneventful compared to what's just gone on. It's another quiet and morose travel back into Vallaki. It's becoming pretty common for you guys now. And you arrive outside the Vallaki Church once again with a dead loved one in the carriage. This time,
Did
though...
Irina know sous vide?
What's that, sorry?
Did Irina know sous vide? I don't think she did she?
Yeah, no, I think... did they meet? She probably hasn't met him, but has heard about him from you and Casimir, but hasn't met face to face. This time you get looks not just because of the skeleton. Well, the 2 skeletons at your side. The rest, I assume,
or 3, I think now. Yeah.
Right. So the rest you've obviously bundled into the carriage in some format as well, Theron.
Yeah. Yep.
But the group, the absolute sight of how many have we got? 9, 10, 11, 12, like 17 Dusk Elves walking into Vallaki gets some looks. Dusk Elves in general have not been seen in most of Barovia for hundreds of years. There's been stories about them, and there's been like rumors of seeing them on horseback just at a distance, but never up close, and definitely never within Vallaki. So there's a lot of stares, but they're positive because they're with you, because the discussions that have taken place about this fight that you're taking to Strahd, there's a lot of watching and cheering as this platoon now, I guess, makes its way through the streets of Vallaki. The faces on the Dusk Elves are all very serious and very they're all very focused on the carriage ahead of them. And you all stop outside the church. Morley, what does Morley do when you get there?
Goes inside to check in Irina, I think, first and foremost.
Yeah. It's quite a sight moving into the church this time. It's you left this morning to what happened early this morning? It's been a long day that ended with that started with the abbot showing up at the church. There was discussions about whether Irina would go or stay, and then it was agreed that at the cover of night you'd go into the Vistani camp. So it's late now. It's about 9 o'clock at night. Looks like some of the training for the day has wrapped up, and the abbot is not to be seen. It sounds like he's put himself into Milovich's room, and Irina is very happy to see Morley, but she's tired. She's looks exhausted.
Is there has she been training with like a wooden sword or a practice weapon of some sort?
There's been some physical training as well as a lot of guidance in regards to like spell casting, like healing, the ability to try and heal. So she's taken an interest in that sort of ability. She's not sure exactly where it is where she wants to go right now, and she wanted to maybe. Morley, what do you think? I feel like I kind of want to be as amazing as you are, but I'm not sure.
Level 11, Irina. I don't think that's, aim high, but not, you've got to keep it realistic.
Nothing quite like negging your girlfriend. This is
To make him gain more. That's what Molly's thinking. Molly leaves his toxic masculinity at the door. I think he'd come in, and even though she's like excited and like wanting to talk about her spellcasting and training, I think Molly would be like, That's great, that's great. We'll talk about that in a minute, but how are you? How are you going? I know you're dealing with a lot.
I'm okay. It's quite nice having him near me while I train. And she looks over her shoulder, and Ismark's body is still on the altar, covered in a sheet now. It's nice to have him near. It gives me a reason to fight and to train.
Yeah. I feel him too, watching over us, Irina. In regards to your question, the only guidance I can give to you is play to your strengths. I'm not much of a spellcaster myself, but the more I've practiced, the better I've gotten. But I'll always be a rogue at heart.
And she just grabs your hand and holds it tight. What are the rest of you up to, Baron?
I am just going to welcome everyone, and I'm sure everyone else is doing that too. I'm just going to point the way to the dry to get dry in the church there. My skeletons are lining up around the front, and I'm just going to go and get the bones off of the undead from the wagon and try and pile them up out here for later. I'm just going to maybe reanimate them soon.
Okay. American. What would American be doing?
Probably just going into the church without a word.
Okay. I think the squadron of elves that you have with you just sort of start following in behind you as well. They're eyeing up this church. All of Vallaki has been quite new to them. Even this concept of just this little village being so close to the camp that they've never really gone into is quite exciting. And they sort of make their way quietly into the church. There's obviously there's not going to be a lot of room in here now that we've got upwards of, I don't know, 25, 30 people trying to utilize this church as residence, somewhere to sleep, as well as training. This looks like this might end up being quite a packed little area. Bill, what about you?
I think still very sort of somber and quiet, but moving up through into the church and maybe taking a seat at a pew.
Okay. I think Esmeralda sees everyone sort of heading away from the carriage, and she just stops Bill for a minute. Do you mind lending me a hand bringing Savid in?
Sure.
And you both lift Savid gently out of the carriage and bring his body in and lay it next to the altar at the back of the church. And Irina, seeing Esmeralda and Bill carrying Savid in, looks to Morley and says, "Oh my gosh, what's happened?"
Oh, Irina, Strahd has taken another one of our friends, and it was horrible.
Again?
Savid, he tried to wipe us all out, I believe, or at least fire a warning shot across the bow. But Savid was unlucky. He got the worst of it. He fireballed our whole group.
Oh my god. And this is when she notices like some of the little singed clothing items on most of the people here, like well, the loved ones. The Dusk Elves are fine, but she's just like, oh my god, you're okay, Molly? What, you don't have a scratch on you?
I dived into a bush. I was lucky. I saw it coming, and I dived out of the way. Everyone dived and took cover, but I just managed to escape the worst of it. But on another day, it could have been me instead of Savid. Strahd is not messing around. He means business. And he sent us a chilling message.
What did he say?
First of all, he offered us the chance to walk free out of these lands, out of the mists forever. He said, go now. He offered to let us walk with our lives. And when we declined, of course we would, he became enraged. And he said that he would be starting the preparations to, and I don't want to scare you, but destroy the entire world in which you inhabit.
She just goes quiet. There's a lot sort of happening in Irina's mind at this point.
And I want to tell her, just as she's taking that in, and Irina, I know this is a lot, but this is all part of his obsession, his sick, twisted obsession with you.
And why didn't you take his offer?
Oh, Irina. Was it a chance in hell that we'd be taking that offer? We will stand, and we will have our revenge for his mark, and all the others Strahd has taken, and all the misery he's cast upon this land.
I think you might have him scared. He's never offered anyone that he's brought into this land has perished at his hand, or been driven mad by his actions. For him to offer that to you, that can only mean good things.
Oh, he's scared, all right. He's terrified of us. And he's got good reason to be.
So I think now is a really good time to get into maybe like the planning session. I don't know how much more roleplay we need, unless there's something specific people want to do before calling it a night. This might be a good time to think about the different groups of that we have, like what the training is going to look like, but also what you want those groups to what sort of abilities. I want this to be like a joint thing. I don't want to just be like, here's your group and I've kind of designed it for you. I want to know and create with you guys some reasonable and realistic armies to take on Strahd based on your thoughts, essentially. Is now a good time to start that process, or is there other things that you want to get done?
Sounds
No,
good.
seems fine to me.
Okay. Yep. American?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
I agree.
Okay, cool.
We do that.
Okay, all right. Let's kill the rain for a little bit. Let's just talk.
Is it cheeky to ask if we're going to level up one more time before we take on Strahd?
It is cheeky. It is cheeky to ask.
I don't ask it then.
I will think about it. I
I'll
haven't.
tell you this much. You'll be expanding your skill set.
I will have a think. It depends what happens during this training, I guess. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I haven't ruled it out, but I haven't also haven't ruled it in. So armies. Where do we want to start? Should we list what armies we have at this point?
Yes. I think I've written down who's in the anti-Strahd squad.
Okay.
Yeah, we made a list.
Okay, cool. So what is that list? Do you want to go through that list?
Okay. I didn't write down the name for the baddies, except for in our only plans.
Right.
I can't remember, but it spells out the Felchers for the baddies.
Okay.
That's the important bit. I think you've got all the information you need to work with now.
Hang on, I think
I got it.
I got Revenant Army, about 50 plus.
Well, that wasn't the number I gave you.
Wow.
Hang on. Forces enabling lethal chaos and harm for evil repulsive Strahd. Felchers.
I like evil
It's
repulsive
just
Strahd. That's great.
Brilliant work from you there.
Took me a full work day.
I think that's fair. I think that was worth spending the time on.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Your workplace would have only spent the money on that exercise anyway. So. Yeah.
Okay, well, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but this is what I've gotten written down for our allies.
Okay.
Revenant Army, about
Yep.
50 plus.
Not that many. Yep.
About 100. I thought it was yeah.
Clergy Army,
Okay. Yeah.
which would be the abbot, although he's nothing. People of Barovia Army,
Okay. Just going to make a note of all these as well.
Spider Army.
Spider Army. And is that still the Spider / Dusk Elf Army, American? Is that the plan?
Well, it depends if that would fit, I think.
We'll put that together for now. Dusk Elf
Or if
Army.
they're repulsed by them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's not practical, they could be two separate things.
It would be cool if they were riding around on the...
I mean, it's a
transporters.
badass visual. That's for sure.
They just need to get to know each other. Casimir the Wizard.
Casimir the Wizard.
Yep.
Okay.
He is a wizard.
Yeah.
That's his
Casimir.
name.
Yeah,
And
it
his
is.
sister, who is also a powerful mage,
Katrina.
Yeah, Casimir's sister, Petrina.
possibly could betray us and might be evil, but
Mm-hmm.
we'll count her as an ally for now.
That's
All sound good so far.
Kind of
Yeah.
hot. The
Attractive
Raven,
woman. Attractive, severe but attractive. Write that down.
Casimir's sister, Petrina, Wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Raven people folk,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
including Davian, about 30 to 40.
Probably not that many, but yeah.
Where are you getting these numbers from?
He's hoping.
This seems to be-
He's-
60.
Hey,
I know
hey.
inflation's on the rise, but
Called
this is
anchoring.
next level,
Abbott, the Golden Man,
yeah.
as he likes to be called.
with a wedding dress.
He's going to
written
wear
here.
it out on the
You can wear
battlefield.
it into battle.
I imagine so. He is a angel
He is.
of death.
He is.
Blinsky.
Blinsky. Okay.
He's not gonna
Okay. Yeah.
Well, he might be able to
The
whip
monkey
some.
can ride the tiger, maybe.
Oh, I don't know if I have a
Animal
tiger on here.
Alliance.
Well, he might make some like toys or something.
Well, that'll be handy.
Esmeralda.
What, Esmeralda?
Yes, it's how we can convey messages on the battlefield with vibrating beams.
Go around the back.
Bill's just standing there like, I literally have message, guys. And we're like, no.
Yeah, everyone thinks they all think it means go in the back door or something.
What are you doing here?
They said get round the back.
I've got the old lich Exithantor
Oh, yeah.
with his dried finger.
Yeah.
Then
What a motley crew this is.
Ismark. Oh shit!
Well,
That's great.
we
Straight
are-
got
Cross them
one.
off.
Sorry. Irina,
Yep.
Greg.
Okay, yeah, I'll write that one down.
Could we just have town guard, just nondescript town guard?
Okay, we'll put Greg's Town Guards.
Well, that's the people of Barovia Army, I guess. But
No, Morley, don't jump the gun here. If we put him into battle, there's a chance he could perish, and we don't want to see that chance go to waste.
Yeah, Greg's leading the. He's actually the front line.
Yeah, I think so.
Frontline infantry.
I forgot to say when Savid died, I yelled out, "Why couldn't it be Greg?"
I've written down Needle. Hopeful, I
Okay.
think.
We need to save Needle. He's in a bad space.
I've also written Sous Vide.
Cross that one
Cross
out.
that
Cross
one
that
out.
off.
Tiger.
Okay.
I don't
put
think
that
we'll be
down.
able to.
Racist tiger.
Right. I'll put Tiger and then in
No, the
parentheses.
tiger's not
No.
racist.
Yeah, the tiger's not racist.
Actually, that's
No,
true.
yeah.
Specifically
What's this?
non
to Van Richten's-
exclusionary.
Yeah. Put racist Van Richten.
Van Rectum.
Van Racist.
Racist.
I was got Van Morrison.
Groovy.
Get Van Morrison in. Yeah, absolutely.
So, is that our list?
Yes. I'm just gonna get removed.
And
to the-
we could contribute, but if we feel
Well, sure.
we'll get involved.
There's always
send
these
everyone else to
possibilities.
do your-
Here's
Oh,
rumors and possibilities. Or Van Richten's moved from a rumor up to an actual person now.
He
Oh,
has.
and put we might go visit the crazy wizard. Did we say that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is that on the plans?
Well, he's been coming up a bit, and if he was powerful enough to try and take on Strahd in the first place, I don't know. Don't know if we have time for him.
I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be cool.
Loser.
Yeah, let's just leave him.
So yeah, Wizard Old on Mountain. I've written.
He can join in if he wants. That's at his discretion.
Yeah, he might just show up in the middle of battle helping us a bunch, and we won't have to say a thing.
Nondescript.
That's what Gandalf did.
That's
True.
true.
Yeah,
I mean,
On the
he's got the
morning of third
motivation.
day,
Just like all of you guys show up and just weaken everything, and he can come in and get that win that he wanted all those years
Yeah,
ago.
hell
he's
yeah.
welcome to it. There's Isaac.
Oh, no, we're not going to worry about the opposing army.
We're
not gonna worry about that.
on our side.
Oh,
I
you
thought
want
of some more,
Maybe. It depends on what you have planned for him, I guess.
couple of more allies that you didn't list.
Oh.
The crack folk.
Oh, right.
Yes, you're right. The crack folk.
Okay.
Crack folk who are indebted to Bill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Um,
Although,
that-
Totally.
Do you reckon that one mental mongrel folk will be on our side? The one that we freed on the bollard?
Oh,
hopefully.
The bat
flies around screaming.
winged mongrel folk.
Yeah.
Reagan's like making a mental note, like she'll be coming in the midst of battle, but not to help.
Just like flying past, like yelling obscenities and just like just taking off
And
again.
then don't forget the honey trap. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh, Vasilka?
Oh,
Load of old
Vasilka.
sacks that are sewn together that knows how to use a knife and fork in the right way.
I guess she's going to come in handy.
That's the
What-
wedding dress type. So what's her name?
Vasilka.
She's going to be
Vasilka. Vasilki.
cat walking in. Strahd's going to get distracted, like distracted boyfriend meme. Like,
Yeah. We'll get her that. We'll get her a spray-on dress, Bella Hadid style.
Mm-hmm.
The spiders can do it. Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
we really
Sorted.
Actually, we don't-
spiders.
And also I've got some important tools here, like the mirror. It's an assassin.
Oh, right.
Assassin
that's
in a
right.
mirror. We've got the sun
mirror
medallion.
assassin.
aren't there three of them in there?
Ooh,
What?
at least 10.
Oh,
I
I
think
see
there's
what we're
only
doing.
one,
I
right?
see what we're doing. Yeah.
Sun medallion.
There's
All
six
right.
of them.
So we are just listing. Okay, yeah.
Our things to kill them. We've got the blood spear. We've got the sunlight blade. We've got the magic cloak with the patches.
Magic
We've got
cloak.
teleportation circle to Ravenloft.
All right,
We've got
we're
the
just
magic
listing,
jug.
We're just listing stuff now. That's fine. That's.
We've got the gross old stick. The spongy Golthius stuff.
Oh yeah, the golfier stuff.
Staff of frost. Bag of cocaine. Bag of flour. We've got a potion of grease.
Don't want to mix those two up, by the way.
Salt.
So,
Remington salt.
some
Staff
garlic.
of
Garlic.
defense. The wand
Ooh,
for secret
have-
doors.
We have a feast scroll.
Oh yeah, feast.
You
We have
do
to
have the
pick out
feast
our
scroll.
guest list for the scroll.
Oh, the hero's feast. Oh, we should have that the night before the assault.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
'Cause it
the
gives,
morning
like-
of. See how long the buffs last and plan it around that.
Because
Maybe
it gives
it's
you
a
like
bunch.
a. Doesn't it give you like a
But yeah, it's like-
24-hour?
You don't want to go into battle with feeling like heavy in the stomach, so we'll just have to like. Hang on, I've got the
We'll
notes
get
for it
diarrhea
here.
or
How
something.
many mimosas does it have? I'm keen for that bottomless brunch.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, is it gluten free?
Oh yeah. We'll have like a bunch of picky eaters. Like, oh, actually, I'm vegan. I can't eat this.
Non-dairy.
Like,
Sorry.
Yeah, I can't eat carbs. I just want protein.
li-
I got that wand of secret doors.
Oh yeah, the Wand of Secrets. Yeah.
Oh, that's that'd come in handy in Ravenloft.
I reckon it would. Yeah. Ball bearings.
It's really scraping the bottom of the barrel now.
10 silver
An old
arrows.
Pyro spring.
Yeah, that's right. Shoot.
And he wasn't when he took
10
that
silvered arrows, which turns out silver doesn't work on vampires. Silvered short swords. Poison. Got Ranzen.
Oh. right,
Custom item number 3, whatever that is. Wisdom book. Actual crystal ball. Zombies. Stancor. We can summon Stancor if we wanted to.
Oh man, I forgot about Stancor.
Patrina's Archmage spellbook. 5,300 gold and Hero's Feast.
All right, you guys have got
I've
a lot of
just
stuff.
looked up.
And Brian.
Yeah. Good point.
Brian the zombie.
What did you just look up?
I've just looked up Hero's Feast, and it does consume a large, a gem-encrusted bowl worth at least 1,000 gold pieces to use that spell. So maybe we're not going to get it.
One second. You can read the scroll and cast it. When it comes to spell scrolls, you can read the scroll and cast its spell without providing any material components.
The scroll is consumed, though, isn't it?
Yeah, the scroll disappears. It uses the spell. The scroll.
Right.
So that's a nice little freebie.
It's like a credit note.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh, like a promissory.
So I guess what we want to do, let's start with the Revenant Army. What you guys will know from Revenants. I can give you sort of an idea of what you know from Revenants, okay? They often have long swords. They do two-handed attacks. They can also attack with their fists. And if they take sworn vengeance on someone, they can deal extra damage when attacking. So they add like an extra 4d6 when attacking. So it becomes much stronger. They have
damage?
Yeah. Bludgeoning damage.
Oh, must be not to hit.
Yeah.
How does that work? Is it like
so
they have to be killed by that person, or
after sort of spending some time over the next few weeks, you'll have learned, however long the preparation takes, you'll learn that it can cast it on anyone. It doesn't have to be killed by it. They just have to be able to see someone, and then they can swear vengeance on them. If they
like a ranger.
Actually, wait. Sorry, there's a couple of things.
As an action
sorry.
or something?
Sorry, they've got a thing called Vengeful Tracker, which means they know the direction and distance to anyone that they seek revenge on. Right, that's just a whole extra thing. But there's also a thing called Vengeful Glare, where it can someone that is sworn vengeance on, just by looking at it, it can cause them to be paralyzed for a while. So it's got a
because they look really mean.
Yeah, it just looks at them really spookily. They can regenerate hit points, and obviously, if they're killed, their souls find a dead body quickly or within 24 hours and re-emerge from the ground. So that's this. They also have immunity against turn undead as well. So they've got a little bit of immunity to this kind of stuff. So this is what you're kind of learning from them. They're pretty strong. They've got a +4 for strength. They're very charismatic, strangely enough. And they've got a very high constitution. They're pretty strong beings. They've got a lot of hit points. They can take a lot of damage. But in general, their AC isn't great with about a 13. So depending on how long, so the process that is happening at the moment with Godfrey is that he is summoning one at a time. That's the process. He's trying to summon one, and once one is summoned.
What do you mean summon them? Is he creating them or is he calling them back?
He's creating them. Oh. He's using the same anger that created the original what are they called? Revenants. He's using that same anger and passion to create more. So he's bringing more into this land.
I think he said he'd made about 40 so far.
No, that's not.
I remember he said that.
I thought I've written down.
So he said with in about 2 weeks he could get you. He reckons he could get about 30. Now that's assuming you have 2 weeks. That's going to be another part of the conversation. Is how long are you going to risk training if you're wanting to meet Strahd at Ravenloft or wait for him at the places he plans to attack? Time might be of the essence. You don't know at the moment.
Well, that's what I was just thinking. Strahd said that he's got vampires in the wolves and he's got zombies in the lake. And it must be the lake to the north of this town, right? So I think we need to tell the townsfolk now that they need to start building a barricade to keep zombies out from, or just to be prepared. Like, zombies will start walking out of the lake. Don't worry too much, but be prepared.
Greg is going to go full Frank West on them.
Yeah.
Is that from
Frank and Rose
Dead-
West, the killers.
No, Frank West is from a game. He fights
zombie
all
game.
the zombies.
Dead Rising. Yeah.
Dead
I was
Rising?
thinking of Fred West, the serial killer. Sorry.
Oh,
Right.
oh,
I was hoping he was going to go Fred. and
He
Rose
fights with
West.
like everything he can find. He's in like a mall, I think, in one of the games.
yes.
Yeah.
And there's, shopping
okay.
carts.
Yeah, so it was. So he's obviously got vampires and wolves and zombies are the three that you kind of know of. That's as far as you're aware. That's the that's like the minimum that you're aware of.
So we need to, if we've got this Barovian army or whatever, they need to be the ones basically on the lookout there in town, ready for zombies to come out of the lake. If we are preparing, because he might attack us at any time, and then we're like, oh my god, there's zombies. So if
Should
we're
we
people
signal
ready,
an evacuation of Barovia and Kretsk to Valaki? Say, just empty the fucking town. Like, let's come to Valaki. Let's make it a
There's
stronghold.
no way Kretz is gonna leave.
but yeah, we could tell them, get a word over there. If there's
Dimitri
anyone.
was wavering, wasn't he? Dimitri was sort of starting to come around to the idea.
There was something at the end there after he saw Ismark dropped off. Yeah.
Should we send a raven to each then? With the
Yeah.
mission of come to Valaki.
Get as many able-bodied fighters to Valaki as you can and fortify your villages.
Oh, can we ask Irina if she's sent maybe a raven off somewhere?
Oh, she's already sent off.
Yeah,
a
can we
message.
ask her about that? What
Yeah.
was it?
Oh, right. So it was what was agreed upon originally, which was basically a call from their burgomaster, explaining the situation in its entirety to convince the people of Barovia, the village, not the land, to rise up and join in a fight against Strahd. Yeah.
And we should also, I guess, now we know that he's going to destroy the towns if he can, that they should get all the people into this place.
Right. So to move and that's
Get Mad Mary over here.
No, I was actually going to say, if you're going to leave anyone behind,
you don't want her just crying. You don't want her just crying the whole time,
Nice
wailing
fucking
about
smart.
things.
Just an oxygen thief.
And meet in Valaki. Okay, cool. So I've given that as like a task for the Were Ravens.
Uh-huh.
What else? So you want the people of like Valaki to start building the Valakians to start building, what was it? Stuff to
Like
stop
barricades. Like how they have like wooden big
Spikes.
stakes and stuff. Yeah, just so that zombies can't just walk straight into Valaki and start hitting people.
and do you want that on like all sides of the city, like all entrances, or just the one to the north where the lake is?
Start with the lake, but if there's more time,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
keep doing it.
Lake entrance. Yeah. Okay, cool. I guess if we're thinking, okay, Revenants. Who do you want to be sort of leading the Revenant army? Are you guys thinking that each army is led by a specific figurehead that is like commanding them out on the fields?
I don't know how it will work.
Because
Because we don't want to split up.
I guess that would be the commanders of the Revenant Army, right? Godfrey and
Hurst.
yeah.
Siegfried and Roy.
I was imagining that they would be the vanguard as well for the actual assault the Revenant Army. Because like if they die, they can be resummoned.
They're tough.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Like that would not that they would.
It does take
help us
24 hours
now.
though.
Yeah. I just mean like if they die, it's not permanent like it is for the Barovian townsfolk.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And they heal after being hit.
Yeah, they put up a bit of a fight. So Godfrey and Vladimir sort of hitting that, you reckon?
Yeah.
I think
Because
so.
I don't mean like, oh, how we're going to do it mechanically, but
Oh, yeah.
I don't think we want to split up across the battle, our own team across the
Right.
battlefield.
what's the opinions there? Is it what is the plan for the attack? I guess are there plans in your guys' heads for how this whole thing initiates and then plays out? Are you guys on the front line taking on the armies as well?
Yeah, I guess we haven't really gone into this level of detail, but in my head we were going to march the armies up to Ravenloft and there was going to be a big battle, but Strahd obviously might have different plans. If he's going to raise some zombies from the lake that attack the town and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I imagine most of his forces would be concentrated around him, but
he's kind of cocky, isn't he? So he thinks he's just going to destroy everything. But if we go up there with our armies, he'll have some forces to pull out and to stop them, I'm sure. But eventually, if he comes out himself, right, and we do damage on him, we know he's going to retreat into his coffin.
Yeah,
so at some point, even if he doesn't do that, when we have to go into Ravenloft ourselves, at some point we're probably going to have to teleport into
And that takes 10 minutes, is that right?
10 minutes. While things are happening outside, like maybe even he's distracted or something, we teleport in.
60 rounds of combat?
I was thinking it'd be good for me to get in there and hide in the shadows. Maybe I could go find his coffin while it's empty and lie in it. And then when he's starting to get like fucked up, he'll be like racing back to his coffin, and then he'll be like, "Oh, I need to sleep," and then he'll like, open his coffin lid, and I'll be like, "Surprise, motherfucker!"
Morley's fast asleep.
Morley's
fast asleep. It's all comfortable.
Sorry, surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, Strahd has like a plush velvet-lined coffin,
and he's so
well.
tired.
He
doesn't
even notice I'm there. And then it's just awkward.
I imagine when you said it though, you wouldn't be jumping out going, "Surprise, motherfucker." I imagine that you would have like gone under the velvet, right? So he opens it up, there's nothing in there. He lies down.
It's not as much room as I remember.
Like I'm being born into the world.
Is that the steak? No. And then you stab him through the back into his heart.
With the light sword. Yeah.
Oh, with the lights?
Well, I could just have it like between my legs. And then just bonus action, it just goes just up through him.
Well, wouldn't that go through his legs?
Go through his butt, straight into his butt.
Well, I just have the hilt, so I'm just gripping the hilt with two hands.
Yeah.
And then he lies down on top of me, and he's like, "Oh, this isn't as comfy as it normally is."
This is ridiculous.
Bonus action, and it goes and it just rips up through his spine.
Oh, but if he's lying directly on top of you, his legs on top of your legs, wouldn't it go? It would like go like
he's
between his legs.
6, and I'm like 16.
Oh, okay.
The same height lying down. You know what I mean? I don't know.
That's the plan.
All right,
that's the plan.
Okay, so I've got
nailed it.
So I've got Morley disappears and goes and lies in Strahd's coffin until eventually 100 rounds of combat in, there's finally a teleportation circle made. This is good. I like this.
I just didn't assume, if you're having a giant battle, often they go on for hours. So I didn't think it would be like turn by turn by turn.
No, it won't be turn by turn. Well, it depends on what is happening, I guess. But in general, it won't be turn by turn.
Unless the whole army battle is over in what would actually be like 10 seconds. Which is a normal D&D.
Yeah. So we've got Revenant Army, which you guys are wanting sort of like to hit first, right? Just be right up the front so they can take damage, heal.
Vanguard.
Is that what it's called? Vanguard. I'm just going to put in parentheses, up front. Godfrey and Vlad heading the army. Clergy Army, what were you thinking in regards to that? So we've got...
They probably have healing abilities, right?
So at the moment, we don't have many people. We've got training happening right now. And so
Can they turn undead?
What level spell is turn undead?
I don't know. That's like a cleric thing.
Ah, right,
Isn't it?
right.
Like their special thing.
At what point do they get it? Is it
These
like
are Bill's boys, right? The clergy army. They're kind of been swayed by Bill. He's kind of this religious zealot figure.
Mm-hmm.
I'll need to have a look into clerics, which I'm sort of flicking through at the moment. Channel divinity, turn undead. I'm trying to figure out when they get it.
Because if they have that, then they would be good against fighting undead, of course.
Channel divinity. Maybe it's just like a... I'll have to do some research into that. At second level, you gain the ability to channel divine energy directly from your deity. You start with 2 such effects, turn undead and effect. So it's second level.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So I think depending on the amount of training that you put in, I don't think it's against the flow of this that you might get some level 2 clerics in the midst.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be a bit of a mix between some level 1 and level 2 clerics, people who have like some basic healing abilities and clerical abilities as well.
I was imagining them using like healing spells, like whatever the lowest level one is. I think there's Bless. There's a cantrip that buffs people.
Okay.
I think you can get that at the start. So
Right.
that might be a cool one, because I imagine that they weren't the frontline fighters. They were the ones making the rest of the army more powerful and keeping them going.
Right. Yeah. So the Bless is a... Do you say it's a
spell or cantrip?
A first level spell. You bless up to 3 creatures of your choice.
I'm sure there's
Which
a
is pretty
cantrip.
good.
Maybe I've got the wrong
Bless
one.
you.
Yeah.
If they are going to do turn undead, then we can't have them anywhere near the Revenants or me.
Right.
This is true. This is very true.
If they could turn undead and were being attacked by vampires or something like that, like I don't know if vampires are going to come in front of us.
You don't know. You don't even know what
maybe
is
they're
going to
come
thrown at you at this point.
Try and rout us or whatever. But if they would be the ones to go for vampires or zombies or anything like that.
So basically what I'd probably want from you lot is an idea for like 3 first level spells for these clerics and 3 cantrips that we might want to use. We don't have to think of them now. You can kind of give them to me over the next few days. But I need to obviously start building this so we can make sure that this is working well. So I'll make notes of that. So we'll say 3 first level and 3 cantrips. And basically how we build them, and so it won't, like we said, it likely won't be a turn-by-turn kind of thing, but how you build them will absolutely have a narrative sway on what happens with them. I just don't know how many we'll get out of that. That's going to be an unknown right now. Number of clerics is unknown. Cool. So that gives us it gives me a bit of an idea on what we're going to build this up as. It's definitely going to be clerics. Heading this, are we thinking the mace wielding abbot and father? Like, what were we thinking?
Yeah, Lucian and the abbot.
Okay, cool. All right, the people of Barovia, obviously we've got the Valachians looking to build barricades during a lot of this, so that might mean they don't have too much time. Well, some of them won't have time to do training. But what do we want from the rest of them? Is it just are we just thinking, grab whatever numbers they have, throw pitchforks or basic melee weapons in their hands, and get them out there?
Yeah, spears, keep them at a distance.
Cool.
We could. Whoa! Could we build them some? Sorry, I got too excited. We could build them We could build them some catapults or what do you call trebuchets? Is that the same thing? I don't know if it's the same thing or not.
Let's
A mangonel.
get the mangonel.
Not that. I want to build that piece of shit. It takes about 8 turns to fucking get it aimed.
Okay, we'll have to be built, so we can look into that as well.
That's where Blinsky comes in.
Oh right, yeah. He's just gonna make some abominations.
Would look amazing too.
Master craftsman. You've seen his shit. It's weird and broken and strange.
It's weird.
Bill was a bit of a dab hand with a hammer and a saw and a T-square.
Yeah.
Did you say Bill is?
Yeah, Bill knows his
Remember what he
work.
did with that coffin for his mark?
Exactly.
He could give the instructions and say, look.
My standards would be too high to take us forever.
You should twice cut once. Happy days.
Anything else for the people of... This is like including whoever shows up in Vallaki from Kretsk, Barovia. Is there anything else we need to get these people in doing?
I guess, they're building those things. They could also dig pits, or maybe someone with Moldurf could...
Right.
Trench the zombies fall into. Or and if they have spears, then that will... I'm thinking 7 samurai,
So you're thinking like really get a lot of the people to start putting up defenses for Vallaki.
Yeah, if all the people are going to come here, then they need defenses and do some training with the stabbing things.
Okay, cool.
And we'll definitely use those 7 samurai on them. I don't remember them coming up in the story yet, but yeah, we'll have them.
We'll have them.
The movie where they train the village to stop all the being attacked by the brigands, or...
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Oh, it's good.
I'm sure it's good.
The spiders. What are the plans here, American?
I don't know. They'd probably be good at slowing. They'd be like trying to web stuff to slow it down, right? That would probably be their most useful thing.
Yeah, so what we know about
sort of
the spiders...
give the army a bit more time to like do damage.
Yeah. I mean, and what we know of the spiders is obviously that they bite, they web, and they can obviously utilize their, they're not held back by their limitations. They can walk up walls and all that kind of stuff. And with 12 of them, you had thoughts of getting some of the Dusk Elves trained to ride them, is that right?
I think they could be pretty sick.
Where would you want them on the battlefield?
I think elves are naturally gifted with bows, right? So they could ride them and get advantage on their archery, hopefully, by getting advantage, perhaps.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if that would get them advantage, to be honest, but...
Well, again, we're not going to be not looking at it as like a turn-by-turn roll and get advantage and blah, blah, blah. So it's more about setting the flavor for what happens. There will be dice rolls. There will absolutely be dice rolls, and there'll be events that occur that could mean numbers fall for either side of the armies.
Are they like the cavalry?
I guess.
Are they fast? How fast are these spiders?
I think they're pretty fast, but definitely not as fast as a horse. Let me just look it up.
Yeah, the giant spiders have 30-foot speed, so same as a human, basically.
Yeah.
They have web sense as well, so they also got the ability to throw out web in a smaller level and be able to know if anyone touches it and comes in contact with it, if they're in contact with the same webbing, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then obviously with your Dusk Elves, at the moment they're all sort of just kitted up with whatever they had on them when they were taken out, which has been mainly spears, but absolutely if you wanted to get them some bows, absolutely that could work.
I'm just thinking, I think elves have proficiency. That's one of the things they have proficiency with, and we don't have any archers. So
right.
Sense.
Yeah,
I don't know, just an idea.
Well, it depends what you want to do with these guys, right? So you've got, do you want to get them in there on Spiderback, like slashing against things with swords or spears, or do you want them on Spiderback but behind lobbing arrows when needed, or a mix, depending on what happens with the battle?
Yeah, it depends what everyone else says. I want to plan this in tandem. It has to be complementary to what the rest of the army's doing.
They The Dusk Elves also have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put them to sleep.
Right.
Not the same for Lavash, unfortunately, who was not a Dusk Elf and got disintegrated for falling asleep.
Oh,
Idiot.
Sucker.
what a sucker.
Yeah. Well,
They
yeah.
seem like
Sorry.
so they're gonna write. Sorry, I was reading the cleric spells. So they're gonna like move around a bit more and be sort of fast on the back of the spiders, or are they like a? Someone said cavalry before.
Well, I mean,
I don't know.
They could absolutely like swap between archery and then getting into spears if need be.
What? Okay, so
They don't seem like, based on their reaction to seeing Savid get toasted, doesn't seem like they'd be super keen on being like right in the thick of it.
yeah.
What are your thoughts, Joe? This was the army that you sort of fought for a lot of this over the last few months. So, what was your vision for them?
I didn't have like a big specific of like, I didn't plan out the units. I'm not like.
No, I know.
I don't have like I don't have a general's mind. What can I say?
No,
I
that's
just
cool.
thought, that'd be cool.
Right. So it didn't go past. Look cool.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, that'll help.
General's mind. That's such a good phrase. I love it. I'm going to use it.
Oh, thank you. I don't have the what's that chess guy? I'm not him.
Oh, you don't have the vibrating. Okay.
I don't have that.
Okay.
I don't have his powers that tell me what to do in terms of strategy.
His powers.
Thanks for declaring your bona fides there.
So for the evil forces, we can expect werewolf people, potentially wolves, vampire spawn, Rahadin. I've written dibs for American. Isaac.
The American wants to take out Rahadin, doesn't she? She wants his head on a stick.
Isaac with the beefy arm and some bullshit. So if wolves are attacking, let's say, they might rush in from the side or something. That'd be good if the spiders were good against them. They can web them up and then retreat. And as they're running away, the Dusk Elves can shoot a Parthian shot.
Yeah. They can't web all the time, so it'd have to be strategic.
Okay.
They don't have it constantly charged. Yeah, it says recharge 5 to 6, so I think you have to roll a d6 every turn and see if you roll a 5 or a 6. I think that's the rule.
Right.
So just assume they can't be webbing constantly.
Cool.
But I don't think the poison will be very helpful because I think Undead have been immune to all of our poison attacks. So I don't really think it's that worth it to focus on the poison thing.
Yeah. Undead is going to screw us over a lot. I just remembered you can do like massive area of effect for slowing things down, right? Like you can plant growth.
Yeah.
So if things were trying to get to us and we're slowed down, then we could shoot bows and arrows.
Yeah, druid spells are pretty much all about controlling the area.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like lots of different options for that.
It's ideal on a big warfare scenario.
Isn't it hundreds of feet across or like a mile or something?
I'd have to look at that 1 second. I've got it here. This in particular plant growth is for a 100-foot radius, so that's pretty huge. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, I mean, I think we can move on from them at the moment. We've got an idea, obviously. Elves with spears and bows and arrows are top spiders that can web and bite and poison, which is cool. The were-ravens, obviously, we've got some that are currently heading towards Lucky. You want to send some out, over to Barovia. You want to send more out to send the message to also meet back here in Vallaki and sort of an idea of the bigger plan. Is that correct?
for now, but we're hoping that they'll be back for the showdown.
Yeah. So they have different abilities depending whether they're in Raven or human form. They can utilize either hand crossbows or short swords, or they can peck and bite as were-ravens. The one thing that you do learn about the were-ravens over this training period is that they actually have the ability to potentially curse people with were-raven lycanthropy through biting.
Oh, and what does that do? Just turn them into were-raven?
Yeah.
Could
Basically,
they turn me into a were-raven?
What?
Could they turn me into one?
They could.
So I could become one of them.
You could.
The word I'm thinking here is curse. Is there some kind of downside to this?
I mean, you are cursed to be.
I already signed the pact.
I'd have to go into the full player characters as lycanthropes. And it doesn't state what it is in this specific thing. I'd have to get some information for you on that. But yes, they can turn people into were-ravens, including player characters, if you want.
Can I be turned back at the end of it? I'm just thinking it would be useful to fly.
No. Once you're
you can sit in the crow's nest when you go back to your real life. What about? Can anybody make?
Remove it. Sorry.
Can anybody make like little exploding potions that they could like
strafe,
fly over and drop?
This is why we need a gnome.
Yeah, like bombers.
Here we go.
Call them the Luftwaffe. No,
we're not the Nazis. Morley, we're not the Vandals.
I'm not going to say the parallels aren't there.
So no, I mean, you could totally. I'm just having a look through the details here. You may get some changes to your stats, but I don't think you would, based on what your stats already are. And you gain the ability to turn into a raven.
So it's a curse with no downsides?
Oh, that's all I needed to hear.
It depends. As a player, you're going, oh shit, it gives me the gameplay things I want. But if you could turn into a bird, like, some might not like that. I don't know.
You don't have to do it. You just go, I didn't like
that.
Yeah.
Literally everybody would choose that.
Wait, do you uncontrollably turn into a bird at like sunrise or something?
I would have to look further into it. I'm just taking a look at some of the, because I know where it comes to like...
Give us a downside for it.
Yeah, there would be.
We're all going
to there's downsides to a lot of the other ones, like werewolves, obviously, it's as soon as certain... you get the change whenever you want, but also on like full moons and stuff like that. So there will be something with the were-ravens that's probably pretty shitty.
Oh, if you're reaching for it, then maybe there's not.
Maybe your poop and piss come out at the same time and you just don't have control.
Something. It's crows, they like shiny stuff. I was going to say, every time they see something shiny, they turn into a bird.
Every single time there's a shiny.
Strahd's about to retreat to his coffin. Milklet.
Strahd points a massive mirror at the party.
You can't speak while in animal form.
You have a cloaca.
Oh, there's also a chance to basically have your alignment changed. So,
okay, that's
a downside.
Risk getting a bad personality.
Yeah.
Well, at this rate, we already have personality disorders, so it's probably fine.
Yeah, is it going to make me more powerful?
It'll be an improvement.
Oh, and
and you're a murderous fiend.
Well, no, if your alignment does change, your character is under DM control until the curse is removed.
Oh. Okay, that's
there's also that.
We don't get
that's
I'm going to do that.
That's a pretty big
that means I just get to watch. I was just like,
Cool.
We'll definitely win.
Yeah, we'll just watch you play the battle out, just like sim this one.
We all become were-ravens.
We're not playing FIFA anymore. We're playing Football Manager.
Perfect. Oh, this is my time to shine.
That was for Adam.
Thanks,
Adam.
I really appreciated it.
So where would you want them on the battlefield? Obviously, once all the preparations are done, are you thinking bombing runs?
I was thinking we could utilize these guys as either air attack, if they can do that without suffering massive losses, or we could play the kind of stealth or information gathering angle with them, so they could kind of give us a quite literal bird's eye view.
Right. Okay, cool.
Maybe both.
Yeah. There's a few. There's not heaps. There's not 40 of them. That's for sure, Shannon.
They could
30
shoot
to 40.
Strahd's eye. Just when he's coming to get us, they could like drop one on Strahd, and he could say, "Oh," and
we should definitely prep some Molotovs though.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
Esmeralda has she did have a bunch of alchemist fire, but there might be a means of obtaining some more, for sure. Casimir and Petrina, are they with you? Do you reckon they're alongside you, or are they fighting alongside one of the smaller armies?
I reckon they should fight with the Dusk Elves.
Okay.
For two reasons. One, we don't want to clump all of our magic casters together.
Yeah.
And two, because they should protect the Dusk Elves.
and inspire them. Because
Yeah, cool.
Oh, these guys are so sick.
All the Dusk Elves in one place.
Yeah, cool. Just wipe them all out all in one.
Yeah. Once and for all. Get rid of them.
Esmeralda? What do we see with Esmeralda?
Reconnaissance.
Double agent.
Sneaking
She could
around.
turn. She could like tell Strahd like, "Oh, baby, you're such a hot stud. I'm actually on your side now. Those guys are planning some bad shit against you." But then she could like turn back.
I think she could do the hide in the coffin.
I think we should just have her on the battlefield, just being a badass.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What, her and Van Richten together?
Yes,
Fighting
back to
monsters?
back.
Oh, yes.
Holding up their holy water and just going
Reunited
nuts.
again.
Their sack of
OTP.
garlic. The jar of salt.
Fighting side by side. I like that. Exothanta? Where did we want Exothanta to come into this?
Oh. So,
My finger.
yeah, pull my finger and he will appear. He
So
will
he's
appear,
got
right? If I
some-
pull his finger.
He's got some insane spells. Like, you've looked through his...
Yeah.
Obviously, he's also
big
got
reader.
some legendary actions. He could be a pretty powerful ally on the battlefield somewhere.
We could have him with us.
Yeah.
Because if he's with my skeletons, then we'll keep them away from the clergy army. I don't want him getting turned. Or
True.
Yeah, but doesn't go about. I got to leave.
I would probably hand his character sheet over to someone else in that case. You guys can decide who takes over Exothanta, but there's a lot going on there, and I'll have more than enough on my plate if you've got him there with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you need him like super underutilized and like all the obvious stuff overlooked, by me,
Yeah, I'll be keen on.
he
him.
hides in the corner. Oh,
What I will
He bumbles around.
do is I'm just
An old man.
adding him to everybody's journal right now, so you can take a look at Exothanta whenever you like. Any of you can, and you can even decide together on how best to utilize him. He is all yours now. With group, I'll put Irina. I assume she's going to be with your group as well.
Yeah, I reckon.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind keeping her pretty close to me, so I can dive in front of a bullet or
Yeah,
whatever.
right. Cool.
Bullet. Oh no, who's got a
brings
gun?
an AK.
He's got the AK.
What are we wanting for Irina? Now, obviously, she started this journey like wanting to sort of take on a bit more of what Morley does, like be a bit more of a rogue, and she has sort of learned a little bit of that stuff. Obviously, when she was down at the lake in Kretsk, she had a flooding back of memories from all the different lives she's ever lived, and we can utilize that. We can bring in some mix and matched abilities to make a really cool Irina that appears during her training. So is there some sort of gaps that you feel that we're missing that she could fill for the team?
No, we're good. We got this one covered, bud.
Actually, you know what? Keep her in the church. She's fine.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, wouldn't it be nice if she killed Strahd?
It would be cool. We loosen him up for you. Like, we'll actually kill him, but then we'll make it seem like he's still alive.
Weekend at Bernie's like, oh no.
Stab him.
Well, he'll have to go
Yay!
into his coffin at some point, right? If we do get that, weaken it.
Yeah.
That's his plan anyway. And then
It would be great if she killed Strahd.
Okay.
Mate, is it? How many people can the Sunblade be attuned to at once?
One person.
No, well, fuck it. I'm not giving
how
that
was
up.
it? How was everybody feeling about the possibility of her dying?
Yeah, if we bring her onto the battlefield, she might die, but tons of people are probably going to die, so...
Tatiana
whatever.
has died many times already.
Well,
We should make her. We should see if we can make her a barbarian. Like make her resist. She can be a tank. She can't. She can't be taken down that easily.
So she's
Here
not
we
going to
go.
be a
Here's a
level.
no.
She's not going to be level 11. You cannot bring her up to level 11 in the time that you've got.
I told her that in the church. But
She wouldn't listen.
But I am. If there's some certain things that we want from her, I was thinking, did we want a cleric with the group or anything like that, like or a mixed match, like a paladin? I don't know. She is training under the abbot and Lucian as well.
well, yeah, you guys know D&D a lot better than me, all of you. So it'd be cool if she could utilize some healing and some fighting.
Yeah, should we try and build her as a holy fighter? Because that's like the antithesis of Strahd. Like he's the darkness, she uses the light. Like it only makes sense for her to
All right.
either do cleric or paladin. I don't know much about paladins, but they're like
I don't know too much
holy,
about them either.
holy fighters, I think. So maybe
Yeah.
cleric
they
or
take-
paladin.
They take an oath, like
Not
So
an
she-
oath of chastity at all, is it?
yeah, definitely. Wouldn't have
They're all
anything to do with you.
they're all celibate.
Okay.
Yeah, and they don't want. They're
Yeah, she's
completely
like,
good.
Morley, great news! I've unlocked an immeasurable power. There is one catch, though, Morley, and
I did want to talk to you about this.
The chastity belt must be worn.
So I've just put notes here for holy fighter at this point. We can figure out whether that's cleric or paladin.
Either that or a gnome. If we can turn her into a
slash
gnome.
gnome as there as well.
No,
Horny
no,
gnome.
paladin. No, paladin.
An artificer.
Yeah. We're sort of starting to run out of time here. I know it's getting late. The town guards, just part of the Velaki group,
Cannon
right?
fodder.
Just
Cannon
basically, maybe Greg and the town guards are leading the Valakians to do all the stuff they need to do.
For sure, Greg.
Do we want the tiger? Are we getting the tiger out on the battlefield?
I don't know.
No.
It would have to be a quest to tame the tiger, and I don't think we want to like start any more quests.
Or if we could teleport it to the back of the enemy forces.
You can only
Just to be like, what the fuck is
That's
that?
a good, yeah, that's a good point. Like we're coming towards them, and we just see them flying from the back, ripped to shreds.
Yeah.
If it
good
wins the
point.
battle for us.
Can you
That'd be
teleport things anywhere? You can't, right? You've only got
can.
teleportation circle.
We could get a couple of were ravens to drop the tiger. Like a Chinook.
Yes, yeah. Bill will cast sleep on it, and then
Sleeping
like
tiger.
actual zookeepers. Well, or we could shrink it down to a tiny size, biff it into the back like Sport Billy. It expands.
Like a sponge creature.
It expands. We'll figure it. If we can think of a plan to use the tiger. Otherwise, no, I don't want it anywhere near me.
Okay.
yeah. That's always the issue, isn't it?
All right.
I
So
mean,
I
make sure the
also-
tiger
And
is,
the
like,
fuck.
okay though. I don't want to be like just needlessly cruel, like throwing a tiger around.
It wants
Yeah,
to do that.
Yeah.
It wants to be thrown.
No, it wants to
hundreds of
murder
times.
as much things as it can see.
I'm okay with that part.
Yeah. I don't want to damage it when I drop it on.
Yeah,
The
the
la-
tiger is an issue for me ethically.
Before we wrap it up, there's still a few things on the list, but we can continue with those next session when we get a bit more into the. I can imagine the training session may take a session or two, so
Right.
we'll see how that goes. But what I do want to suggest is, where is all the training for your fighters and everything going to take place? There's simply not enough room for everyone to stay and sleep at this church. Is there somewhere better suited for the training?
Well, weren't
Dragon
we
Boss
going to
help.
use... Yeah, we were going to use that. Maybe we could put our strongest fighters there
Where?
because it's not protected by the bones. Argynvostholt?
Oh, I was originally thinking Argynvostholt would be a good place, but now that all the places are going to be attacked potentially, I think we should just bring everyone into the town centre, or and take over the old burgomaster's house and all that, and just strengthen Vallaki.
The Burgomaster's mansion is like
Yeah,
in
mostly
pretty
fucked.
disrepairs. It's not very good right now.
Just set up tents and stuff in the centre of town.
City.
Tent city.
We'll just say TVA.
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 Die of dysentery before Strahd even gets there.
Oh, is it going to be like the Parliament
We
grounds?
could bring all the villagers with us to Argynvostholt as well.
I don't know if you get all of the villagers. There's like thousands of people in Vallaki.
Oh, thousands, jeez.
Yeah.
Just the tough ones then.
So that the others just get run over and the zombies come out of the lake.
Yeah, I just
Get the tough ones out.
I don't want to have all the weak
Yeah.
folk showing up from the other towns to here
Yeah, fair enough.
and send our tough soldiers off to train. They might as well just train near the lake.
They can train by killing the zombies.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Learn on the job.
Okay, I think we'll probably end the session with the conversations between the group deciding, the church really isn't going to be a perfect place for this. First thing in the morning, we need to get out into the city centre and we need to start rallying people and building makeshift accommodation for all of us and training grounds, and we'll get this. This is it. This is the start of the end for Strahd.
Or
I've
us.
got a question for you. I notice on the Roll20 one of the handouts is the potion of invulnerability. Who's got that on them?
Who got that one?
It's on my list. But surely, I think I would have remembered that, wouldn't I?
Oh, I've got it on my list as well.
Maybe we've all got
Is it-
one.
Don't you have it, America?
I've got one in my inventory.
Potions. Let's have a look.
Don't know where it came from. Or did we get it in the
For 1 minute
in
after you
the
drink this potion, you get
icy-
resistance.
I
Oh,
think
this
we
was-
got that
this is when you got-
Exothanta-
Yeah, this is when you got given like those 3 potions. One of them was like grease, and one of them was gas, and the other one was this one.
Oh, right.
No.
Oh, I've got it as well.
I think it's.
Oh,
I think it's just available.
Did
for
we
people
all
to
get
see.
one?
It's not in everyone's.
Are you
So it's just
sure?
a
in my
common
inventory.
item.
I've got some.
If you guys don't
Jeez.
remember how you got it, you don't have it anymore. It's as simple as that. It's gone.
That seems fair.
Tough love. I'll go rewatch the tape. Then I'll remember.
I didn't even know which one you'd have to rewatch, to be honest.
How many hours of content could it possibly be?
Yeah, I'm gonna shotgun them all before the big battle, so I'm like studied up.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna be like, in episode 12, you said.
I actually don't remember where that potion of invulnerability came from. Let's have a look. There might be.
Just remember those 3. There was 3, right?
Yeah, and I used the gas to
Yep.
bloody float around the.
Oh, the other one was making you big or small or something, and then there was grease.
Yeah. It was.
So
it
I
was
don't
part
know
of
about
that,
the
right?
invulnerability.
No, I think it's a separate thing from those.
Must be.
I will take a look in the booklet. By the way, the session that we've wrapped up. And that's the end of this session. So we will next week. Oh, next week we won't be able to play Monday. I think we might have to postpone next week. Both Joe and I are away next Monday, so no session next week. But that will also give me a lot of extra time to understand how the fuck I'm going to do any of this.
Let's just attack next time.
Yeah. I'm
keen.
Well, you won't have any.
No planning. We just go off half cocked. We'll just run in there. Everyone going everywhere.
Didn't we just do our planning?
Well, no, but
it's a bit of a stock take.
Well, you think like this is what I was saying to Joe the other day. I'm like, how long is it going to take to do all of your training? And secondly, do you expect it to be like easy? That nothing's going to get in the way of this training?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Like,
well, how long do we want to wait? Like a week? Or do we want full 2 weeks?
Should we talk about it in player chat?
Yeah.
I think we need some offline chat time around it.
I'm just searching the book for invulnerability. Argenvost. Buried under the wreckage is a small wooden coffer containing 4 potions of invulnerability. Did you guys find that?
Oh, didn't he tell us where to go to get it?
Thantor. Yeah, you guys asked if... Oh, no, I think... Yeah, Argenvost. You guys were talking to... American wanted to know if there was any treasures around. And they were like, actually, yeah, there is this. And pulled out 4 things of invulnerability, 1 for each of you. So you do all have 1. There you go.
Holy shit.
There you go. You don't have to rewatch the entire...
Well, just bloody suck that down when I'm in Strahd's coffin. Just as he opens the lid, I'll shotgun it. And then
suck that down in the coffin.
It only gives you resistance, despite its name.
Despite its name, you're not immune to damage.
I just read the label.
It's like a snake oil bottle.
Yeah, bite me, bitch, bite me. Oh, shit.
It's kind of working. Cool. I have a lot of planning to do, I think, in regards to everything. I'm so terrified of the next stages of this campaign. It's going to be good. Oh, God. Savi died.
Thanks for the reminder. A cheery note to
just to wrap up. Yeah. Anyway, we'll get going. It's getting late now. So thanks everyone for watching tonight. A bit of a different last half, but still good. And thank you guys for having an awesome session. I really enjoyed the standoff between you guys and Strahd. I wasn't 100% sure where that was going to go. Yeah, it was good. It was enjoyable. Thank you guys so much. Come and see all of our other episodes if you're new and you like what you've done, what you've seen. Here's all of our previous stuff on YouTube. It's also available anywhere podcasts are available. You can come and chat to us about anything really, D&D, what you've seen tonight, movies, whatever, on our Discord. Here's a link as well to our Patreon where we would love for you to come and support us. Anything else? Get some merch. Here's a link for that as well if you want a cool Getting Dicey mug or t-shirt. And there it is.
Really?
I was burning time. I was burning time waiting for that to happen.
Collusion. This is like when you go flatting with a couple. And they're like, oh, no, we both decided we want to watch Short and Street. Well, I guess I won't watch The Crowd Goes Wild then.
Sounds like a sore point.
Yeah.
All
right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. And we won't see you next Monday. There'll be alerts up in the Discord and on Twitter for when we go live next. See you, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.